Hey, folks, welcome back. That Horror Movie Podcast. It's Sunday night. And, folks, we have a special guest tonight, friend of the channel. And Brett and I got to meet him at age 45 in person, which was super cool.
That's right.
Anthony Masi, who was one of the executive producers of the new Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Yes, thanks for having me on. I can't wait to talk about this. It's new, it's fresh, it's right now. The movie's in theaters, so I'm real excited.
So are we going to be spoilery or non-spoilery? I don't care either way because I saw it. It's fresh in my mind. And I told Anthony before we came on, I didn't talk to you, Brett, because Brett's seen it on a special screener like almost a month ago, right?
Yeah, in Chicago, the advanced screening. That was what, middle of November, I think, Anthony, right? Is when Chicago had their screening.
I remember you DMing me saying, "Oh my God, I loved it," and I was
exactly. Like, I didn't even get a chance to talk to Brett. I was telling Anthony before I came on because remember I went this afternoon. I walked out and I'm like, dude, I love that. I really liked the movie a lot. It was a lot of fun.
What a fun, different take.
It was a fun take on it. Really was.
Yeah, let's talk about them. I mean, it's out. So, I mean, if just let everybody know if you haven't seen it, maybe come back and watch later. So,
right. Yeah, Lito's seen it right there. There's your buddy Lito.
Hey, Lito. Oh, my God. Hello. I hope you're feeling better, Lito. He told me he was under the weather the other day. So,
yeah, he missed out on going, he said. He was all bummed.
Yes, he did mention that. He said he will be staying for the whole thing because he heard there might be spoilers. He's going to go see it on Friday with Anthony. Oh, you were supposed to see it on Friday. That's right.
Yeah, he actually go with you, right next to me. And yeah, so no, that's fine. Listen, Lito, get better. But no, I think we'll probably talk about some spoilers. I mean, why not? I mean, like,
well, you know what we'll do? Let's do this. Let's talk for a little bit, non-spoilery. Like, how did you get involved? Sure. How did this come to fruition? And, how everything was set in motion. And then we can say, okay, now we're going to start talking about the film.
Yeah.
Feel free to tune out if you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so then we'll be like, all right, from here on out.
Now this is like, all right, now
get out.
Now you got to leave. Get out. Get out.
Get out.
Well, I mean, okay, so there's a beginning to a beginning to a bit. There's always like, you could have breadcrumb it backwards. And it's like, all right, how did I get involved in this? Very quickly, I won't bore anybody, but it started about 6 years ago, maybe earlier than that. It took a long time for this to hit theaters, and it wasn't supposed to take this long. But I had started, that I run a board game company called Beyond Killer Games.
And look at it. I actually brought this out tonight, too, because just in case people don't know about it.
Yes, the game. I actually have mine right here as well. I was talking about it. Yes. And
dang it, mine's somewhere back there. Okay.
Yeah, we did the book for it by Armando Munoz, just an incredible novel. So I'm very familiar with Silent Night, Deadly Night, but I wasn't. So years ago, I wanted to create a company called Scary Paper, which was paper-based. It was basically greeting cards that were pop-up greeting cards for the horror community. I know that sounds like arbitrary, but think about it. You guys have been to conventions, right? You've been to a ton of conventions, and there aren't a lot of greeting cards for horror movies. There's t-shirts, socks, you name it. There's figurines, whatever. But you really like Pat, if you wanted to get Brett like a birthday card with Michael Myers jumping out at you, with a knife or something, that doesn't exist. So I thought, you know what? I want to get into merchandising. Let me create a line of something that no one else is offering. Like I wasn't going to do t-shirts and stuff. So I figured pop-up design. So I immersed myself in, you've seen like pop-up books, right? You open the book and it,
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It has it. Right. And so I wanted to design a bunch of cards. And so one of the pop-up cards I wanted to create was the Silent Night, Deadly Night poster. So when you opened it up, you would see the axe and the chimney. It's so iconic. And my best friend, Nate Reagan, whom I think might have been on your show at some point, knew Dennis Whitehead, who was one of the co-executive producers of the original film. He was just friends with him on Facebook. And he goes, well, let me connect you. And so within a week, I was having coffee with Dennis because he lives in LA like I do. And I'm telling him this idea. And he said, great, let's connect you with Scott Schneid, who is the license holder for Silent Night, Deadly Night. So I got to know those guys working on another Silent Night, Deadly Night property or project. Well, I quickly learned the pop-up business was not for me because the cards take forever to design. They're very expensive and they take forever to make. So like those three things are like, you want to be able to create product fairly quickly. Right. I'm in the board game business, which is similar to that, but it's a little different.
But you can ask a decent price for the board game. It's hard to get too much for a greeting card.
Right. The cards had to be priced at like $20 or $25
right.
for one.
Exactly.
And we actually did one. I wonder if
Wait, me spend $20 on a card for him? Get the hell out of here.
Right.
If it's Halloween theme, it's better than me drawing one up, right, Pat?
See, like it's a gift and it's we did one with Fright Rags. I don't have it near me, but it was for Silent Night, Deadly Night. We ultimately did that one, and it wasn't the poster, it was better. Billy lunges out with an axe. Look it up, find it. You'll see pictures of it. It was fantastic, but it was like a lot of money to make. We had to work with another company. It was crazy. But anyway, when COVID hit, Scott and Dennis liked me. We kept in touch. And Nate and I were doing a podcast called Producerville. And we were interviewing. I mean, everyone was sitting at home. You remember COVID, right? You're sitting at home. And
oh, yeah.
So Nate and I thought, let's do a podcast. Let's interview producers because, believe it or not, there isn't a podcast that interviewed only producers. So we interviewed the producers of The Babadook, Open Water, Blair Witch Project, and all of that. Well, we brought Scott and Dennis on and had a great conversation. And so long story short, we met for lunch in like April of 2020, which was a complete no-no. You had to wear like your mask and sit 8 feet apart or whatever. And because they had another project, they had this other script that they wanted to send to me. And it was at that meeting where they said they had just signed the rights for the remake to Silent Night, Deadly Night to another company. And I thought, damn it, I missed them by like 2 weeks. You know, like, who is this person and whatever. Well, without giving a lot of details, the person that had optioned it was no longer able to make the movie. And Scott and Dennis called me. We met for lunch again, and they said, we really like you. You have more context than we do. Can you help us? And I said, yeah, I think I can, because I know a lot of people. When you're in this for a while, you start to know people and stuff. And so they gave me a shopping agreement, and suddenly I had rights for a certain amount of time to shop Silent Night, Deadly Night, which for me was a dream because,
oh yeah,
you know, I'm a horror fan first.
Mm-hmm.
I never thought I'd be a part of any remake. You know, the IP, intellectual property, is so precious, and so these guys were just great. We just got along so well. I love them. Scott Stein, Dennis Whitehead, incredible people, and they welcomed me into their family. And so I called a guy that I know, Jamie Thompson, who is a producer on the film. And at that time, he was running a studio in Louisiana. There is a full-on studio there with lots of stages and all of that. Ethan Hawke made movies there. They filmed 2 of the Jeepers Creepers movies there, and lots of other stuff. And so immediately we were like, we're going to make this movie. So this was like April or May, and we were going to shoot it and have it out in theaters like by the end of the year somehow. Well, that didn't work out. But what happened was we had to find a writer and a director. So I had, long story short, I'm shortcutting a lot of this, but do you know who Todd Farmer is?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. He wasn't he attached to the Friday 13th or no? Am I thinking of that wrong?
He wrote Jason X.
Right. Yep, Jason X.
He wrote Drive Angry with Nicolas Cage. He wrote the My Bloody Valentine 2009 remake, which I love, and I love Jason X. He was going to write it, and the director of Urban Legend and Valentine, Jamie Blanks, was supposed to direct it. And I didn't know them very well, so I reached out to them after we heard pitches and stuff, and we all became this very quick family. And I love Jamie. Are you familiar with Urban Legend and Valentine?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, absolutely. We've watched them.
We've done watch-alongs on here. Yep.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, great. Well, I think he's a slasher guy. Like, you watch his movies, you're like, this guy understands slasher. And we had a really cool story. I don't know if you want to hear, because the long story short is it fell apart. We were with the studio in Louisiana for like 2 years, and they didn't do anything. They literally did nothing. So we were sitting around waiting and waiting. We were developing, but Todd wasn't writing because he's a guild member, and you can't ask a Writers Guild member to write for free. So we were more just like talking about ideas. And so it just became very frustrating. And then the option expired at the studio, and we had to go rebuild it. And that's when we went to Cineverse, and they wanted it. And it was not an easy process, but when they showed interest, the snowball started going. And then that's that's where we ended up. And they quickly got it. They understand slasher, the Terrifier movies. I mean, you can't deny their love and everything for that. But here's an interesting point about Terrifier. We were waiting for Cineverse to sign the dotted line and commit to it and fund the project. And what happened was, I'm not throwing them under the bus, but Cineverse wasn't doing very well at that point. There's a lot of news about it. It was like, oh, their company was suffering. And there was literally an email that went out that said, if Terrifier 3 does well in theaters, it may save the company, and then we'll make your movie. And it wasn't just to us. This was like a public, because they're publicly traded. It was like an email to join a public.
It was known.
Yeah, it was like join our town hall, telephone call and listen, and they, that kind of a thing. Well, Terrifier was a colossal success, and suddenly we were making a movie. They were like, all right, we can make your movie now. And so, as you could see, it wasn't easy. It was like, I say this all the time, once Cineverse got involved, and then Sixth Dimension, that is doing all of the international distribution and stuff. Once everyone got involved and the dotted line was signed, everyone was saying, oh, it's a pleasure and a privilege to be a part of Silent Night, Deadly Night. This is a coveted, valuable property, blah, blah, blah. But I
saying it now.
Now.
When I started picking up the phone and calling people, because Jamie, it didn't happen like immediately. It was like, why would I want that? Or I wouldn't get any response, But once it was set up, it was like, it was just funny how the value of something changes. You assign value to things, and it's like people were like, oh, this is incredible. And I was like, I thought it was so funny. But anyway, so that's how it got set up. And I was still in the mix because I was, my game, we did everything to support Silent Night, Deadly Night. We have this little axe ornament, which was like molded.
Yeah.
Right. After this was a 3D mold of the axe used in the movie, of the prop axe, obviously shrunken down to create like a little Ira's Toys ornament.
I love that, Ira's Toys.
Yeah, I saw the video with Dark Delicacies when you were there with the original Billy, right?
Robert Brian Wilson met us at a bookstore to do a little video for us. We did the book, we did the board game, we did a card game. And I've just, Scott and Dennis and I, we were just like a little family. And so I stayed on, and once it landed at Cineverse and Mike Nelson got involved, and there's other producers at Cineverse stuff, you kind of become an executive producer because I was involved in setting it up. And so there's all kinds of producers, co-producers, field producers, executive producers, you name it, kind of producer. And so I more or less operated as a creative producer, and in that regard, I read the script, I read the early drafts of the scripts and provided notes to Scott. So yeah, but there was a whole movie, a whole life, a whole other movie remake being done before Mike got involved. And I met Mike when I finally met him. I told him I love the movie you made. Like, it was so different, and I loved it as well. So I wanted to get your thoughts on the movie and see what you guys might want to talk about after seeing it.
Oh, there's way too much to talk about. I have one. Well, it's two things. When you brought up Ira's Toys, like I said, we're big fans of the original. So usually, we tend to have a beer or two because we're celebrating, sitting here talking horror with our friends. So one of our favorite things is, all right, you know what time it is, right?
7 o'clock. It's over. Time to get shit-faced.
I love that line.
We love Ira.
We watch it every holiday since we've been this the third or fourth year we've watched it now since we've done our podcast.
Yeah, we did it was it 2 weeks ago.
I'm curious. Was it after Halloween Ends where Rowan Campbell, was he always going to be the first, or was that kind of
Well, I could see how,
because he did such a hell of a job. I'm so happy that he picked this.
Yeah, and he did such a great job, and it's so we're gonna get a little spoiler here, folks. How it was very similar to the Corey character of the way he was.
Yeah.
So it was like you guys perfectly.
That was not intentional. I can assure you. Like
it wasn't a copycat, but it was like you could tell. It wasn't like a copycat by no means. There was a couple. There's a lot of Easter eggs in here that I'm going to try to remember. I was trying to remember each one that I noticed, My favorite
yeah.
one, because I'm a huge Black Christmas fan, is when he's doing the ordering. Agnes, this is Billy. Yeah, I need more of whatever he was ordering on the phone. I was like, yes.
It's a line straight out of that movie. Yeah.
Yep. But
We brought the antlers back. Sorry, a little.
yes, the antlers were back.
Yeah, like I think that's what makes a successful reboot today. Like, think about this. The reason the movie was successful, like movies come out at certain times for a certain reason. And I believe that all art, movies, paintings, books, and all that are kind of reflective of the current pop culture or current world you live in. So Silent Night, Deadly Night came out right in 1984, came out in the heyday of slasher films. So
Yep.
it was made just because they wanted a Christmas, they wanted a Deadly Santa movie, that's why it was made. That was the market. So nowadays in 2025, we've been there, done that. We've seen that. There's really nothing new under the sun. So there was an idea after this other version of the movie sort of collapsed at this other studio, was to just remake it. And I remember Scott, who owns the rights to Silent Night, Deadly Night, wanted to just take that original movie and add some new scenes to it and drop out what didn't work, keep what worked. You remember that scene in Silent Night, Deadly Night where the dad is like going up the ladder and climbing in the window and to surprise his
Don
daughter
Shanks.
and everything?
Yep.
Don Shanks, right? Halloween 5, Michael. That scene makes no sense. Like, why would you? I don't know. If you think about it, this scene makes no sense. But then we all talked about it and said, we don't want that. Like, who wants to see, like, that movie exists. So like The Omen was remade, shot for shot. Psycho. What's the point of it? And so we at one point we had a Zoom pitching day where we invited writers that we knew to come to the Zoom and say, if you had Silent Night, Deadly Night, what would you do with it? And so we heard like maybe 6 or 7 pitches, and everybody got like 40 minutes. And the problem was every pitch sounded like some other Christmas horror movie. It didn't feel like Silent Night, Deadly Night. When you make a Halloween movie, you need Michael, you need Haddonfield, you need Laurie, you need, there's things you need to, because otherwise it's another slasher movie. And we just weren't hearing the right story. That said, this story, I think it just went, supernatural element, none of that is in Silent Night, Deadly Night, but it really worked.
It definitely worked. And what was good about this is, like everybody kept saying, Pat, did you watch the trailer? I said, you know what? This is going to be one of the times where I'm just not watching anything. I'm just going to go in blind.
So you didn't watch it?
I watched not one trailer, not one teaser, not anything. The only thing
What
I
about
saw
you, Brett?
was an image.
I watched the trailer, but they
I
do
would've.
not give you any hint whatsoever. And sorry, are we at the spoiler level? We kind of already done it.
We're probably going to spoil things, folks, so feel free to stay or watch it after the fact.
Anthony and Pat know this too. I am a sucker for the anti-hero. So it worked right away for me. Snake
Right.
Plissken, I can name a ton of anti-hero things. It works for me, Billy, with the anti-hero.
Yeah,
So-
the reveal of why he was doing what he was doing when it totally flips the script because now exactly what you said. He went from being the villain to being a hero, which
it's
was
good you don't
crazy.
get that in the trailer. That was good. That's
Yeah, I just
I'm really
avoided
glad they
everything.
left that out. The international trailer reveals a lot more, I think. I
Oh,
actually
okay.
think it's a better trailer. They just should have shortened it a little bit. I don't know. The way it was cut and all that, I think, was awesome. Yeah, everybody expected, I think people were expecting, because it says on the poster from the people that made Terrifier. Well, that's not very, I think people were just connecting dots that were, no one from Terrifier was, unless a couple of executive producers.
and Cineverse, probably, right? That was
Brad Miska and Brandon Hill they shepherded the project over there. But, we didn't work with Damien. We didn't work with the special. I think I think the studio was very smart in putting that on the poster, but we weren't working with those special effects people and stuff like that. So I think, and rightfully so, people were going in with an expectation it was going to be this bloodbath and with just Santa running around and killing people. And that's fine. That's what I would have expected.
There was enough there. It didn't.
Of course.
It was just the right amount. It didn't have to be. Didn't have to be a Terrifier movie where it's just batshit crazy. It was.
Why try to be a Terrifier? And I said to Scott, I'm like, Terrifier 3 was trying to be a Silent Night, Deadly Night movie. Like, let's be real. Silent Night, Deadly Night is the OG Killer Santa movie. So it's like Art the clown. Well, suddenly he was running around it, and so I said to Scott, I'm like, no, I think they're standing on your shoulders a little bit more than you're realizing, but I'm not, throwing Terrifier, under the bus. I'm just saying, like, let's not try to copy another formula. And everybody felt this way. It was like nobody likes, at least on our team, endless gratuitous violence for no reason. I'm not saying that's what Terrifier is, but we saw more of a story here. We want to think about the original movie. I love the confluence of all of these things he's going through. His grandpa tells him Santa's real and he's coming to get him. If you see him run, the guy's waving down, he shoots his parents.
I'm sorry, was it intentional? I'm sorry to interrupt, but I had to throw this out there. Was it intentional that you picked the guy who was playing the Santa, who they realized after the fact had killed his wife and put her in the crawl space of the house? Was he intentionally supposed to look like that grandfather? Because he looked just like him.
I said no. I don't know.
I saw him. I'm like,
I remember going like he looks like a slightly younger version of him, totally. And I think when you watch the trailer, you're like, oh, that's Grandpa. And but I'm with you, Pat. I thought the same thing when I saw the casting. I'm like, oh my God, that guy looks so close.
He looked just like him. I was like, wait a second.
You definitely are leading down the path as you start this movie. I'm like, okay, they're going to see Grandpa in the old people facility, but there's a little bit more to it. There's other things going on there, not like what it was in the original, which is
I mean, honestly, when I read the script, I remember because Grandpa gets, he starts barfing blood, and it just sort of goes on the TV and stuff, splats on the TV, and it kind of ends. And I remember thinking, like, that's the opening, like, couldn't we have done something, again, like once it was in Mike's hands, he's shaping the whole thing. And I'm no longer, none of the producers are really, like, we went to Mike for a reason. It was like, you're the guy that could actually put this together. You have to believe in your writer and director, and you don't go to him and then complain about everything, so. But then when you're reading the rest of, or seeing the rest of the movie, you're realizing, that it's explained later. That's what I loved about this movie, was that it just unfolds piece by piece, and you learn what you need to know at the right time. And so it's not just a guy running around killing people. Anyone could have made that movie. I'm sure there's 10 of those already, but we needed something that felt more like, oh, I get it. And like, you're surprised in the middle, and
you're not thinking it's the typical remake. It's not the same idea.
I would have loved a bloodbath Santa movie, but I don't think it would have. People would have said that's what they made after 40 years. I don't know. I think we should always be striving to. It's 2025. Audiences are smart. So like, let's give them a smart movie. Something.
This was a smart movie. It was. It made you think.
So? Cool.
There was a twist. Because there's several twists.
Yeah,
there's not just one, folks. If you haven't seen it, there's more than one twist. When you find out all the different little things, and then the very ending is a complete twist of what happens too. And you're like, whoa, wait a second, what?
Yeah. Like it keeps getting, like it starts. I think it's a little. I want your opinion, but to me, it starts a little slow. But you're kind of they're easing you into the story. You have to believe that within a few days, this romance would happen, and you don't just come out of the gate killing, you know what I mean? But once it starts picking up, it just keeps getting better, in my opinion. Maybe it sounds like we're patting ourselves on the back or anything, but like it gets better and it speeds up and you learn more. And I think you're by the time you get to the end, it's like a roller coaster ride. You're like, oh, it's a rush. You're like, wow, that was really cool, but it's got to start and lull you in with maybe an expectation that this is just going to be a standard slasher with not much story.
My thing was when you realize why he's in his head and talking to him and telling him these things, because at first you just think, okay, he's just got a split personality. He's just a lunatic.
Well, I was going to ask you, was it clear that once a separate entity right from the get-go, or did it dawn on you at a certain point in the movie?
No, I just figured, he was just batshit crazy, and he was just basically like his imaginary friend, so to speak.
Yeah.
And somebody in his head telling him, just to do this and do that. And then when he sits and talks to Pam, and he's explaining this, and then you're like, oh, now I see, because how would the voice in his head seem to know everything he was doing was falling into place?
Right, exactly. Like I'm getting that feeling again. And you're like, well, if you were crazy, like Norman Bates, everyone, I think like people think he's like Norman Bates's mother, which is an imaginary voice, but she's got like a perspective, but she's not psychic. She doesn't say, you know, the woman in, you know, cabin 1 is taking a shower. That's Norman following Janet Leigh and knowing that. But it's not like the mother was like, hey, wake up, you know, wake up, get out of bed and go kill this person, you know? Yeah. And there are lots of those moments in the remake where he's guiding him. To me, I'm surprised that it takes people a while, but I think that's the strength of the script too, is like, you were subverting your expectation. You hear a voice and you're like, you know, have you seen Dexter? And
Dexter, Venom's kind of like that. The Marvel universe, Marvel movies were kind of a little bit in that realm too.
Yeah, I mean, Dexter's dad is not there. He's not really there, but you accept him as a character. But here, I think it's just because we've seen that before. And I think that's what makes people go, that's one of the twists. You're like, oh, it's not an imaginary voice. And it's when I realized that was happening in the script, I went, oh my God, really? So for me, it was very satisfying to see that was the road that we were going down.
I do have questions. There's some folks asking questions. So I'm starring them so I don't fall too far behind. So
Star him.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm a talker and I'm so excited.
No, that's okay. No,
that's okay. No, this is great, Anthony. Thanks.
I just don't want people to think we're ignoring them. I put in the chat. I said, I'm so excited. And I'm just happy to talk to Anthony because Anthony is great. But it's also great that we're talking about this film and
all of our stuff, all of our
how much I love it. And but Slasher Fred's like one of our resident horror encyclopedias. He says, this is for Anthony. What changes did you want to make for the remake? Because the 1984 original was all about the abused transforming into the abuser.
Okay. I'll tell you the idea that I had. This was what was being developed. And this movie would have been made if the studio didn't crumble. So, and I think it would have been a great movie. You might not. But again, it was very different than the original. And it's based on something that happened to me when I was in elementary school. So I will be very brief with this story, but I was basically followed home by a stranger in the rain. I was chased home when I was walking home from elementary school one day, and it was 4th grade, I think. And it was a terrifying experience. And I ran, and when I realized this guy was chasing after me, I dropped everything and I ran up my driveway. And I ran up to a screened-in porch that we had, and this was in Connecticut, and a little suburban town. And I was just walking home, and this guy literally stood up from behind a bush, and started following me, and then started chasing me. So I ran up the driveway onto a screened-in porch, and my grandmother was taking care of my twin brother that day, and she met me at the door. And when I was on the screened-in porch, in my little head, I thought I'm safe. I'm home. You know, I'm home. I'm in the porch. But I saw my grandmother through the window, and her German opened her eyes and went, "Who's that?" And this person saw my grandma, who's on the porch behind me, in the porch, standing there. And when I turned, we both saw him run away. So to me, that was a terrifying experience. You know, I wonder what would have happened if my grandmother was like 10 seconds late or something.
Right.
But so, right. And so when this idea of Silent Night, Deadly Night was like, we realized as we were talking about the movie, in the original movie, you see the Santa Claus that kills the family and looks for Billy and says, "I'll get you, you little bastard," or whatever he says to him. It's kind of like he's saying, "I'll find you and get you." But he just drives away and then you never see him again. Right. Which is fine, you know, but I never thought about it before. So I thought, well, what if this is a really weird connection, but what if the guy that followed me home stalked me my whole life? He knew where I lived. He was standing on the porch. What if every year on that time, he fucked with my head? Or can I swear?
Sure. Oh no, you can do it. Absolutely.
I never know. So anyway, the idea of somebody crossing your path that was very like lethal or threatening or whatever, yearly sort of like still stalking you. So my story was Billy, we have the same setup. Grandpa is kind of crazy and babbling. And then, you know, we come up to that point where the guy kills the family and drives off. in my story, I wanted to pick it up from there, where Billy is in the orphanage every Christmas, seeing this Santa sort of out through the window, and believing it's really Santa, because it's not a stalker, it's Santa Claus. And and somehow taking this idea of like every year being taunted by this real person, and then somehow writing it in a way that makes it feel like, well, is it all in his head? It was more like a psychological thriller. But and then the things that happened were like things we were discussing, because we couldn't really develop anything, because again, our writer was a Writers Guild member, and so the conversations really couldn't progress. But that was the idea. It was to keep it very real, it was more of a psychological stalker movie, and I love stalker movies. I wrote a book this year about a stalker, which I never thought I'd write a book, but I wrote a screenplay years ago that got very far, and I was like, let me translate it to a book, and I got inspired. But I love a great stalker movie, and so that was the idea we were going down.
And here's
vastly different than the movie we ended up making.
No.
Here's your answer.
Ted D was asking, sort of along the same lines with that supernatural element, but more along the lines of bringing the Halloween Ends. Was the supernatural element brought in because of Rowan Campbell and his character of Corey in Halloween Ends? It was like another transference, this time to flip the narrative.
No, it wasn't. Mike Nelson has never once said that he just wanted to remake Halloween Ends or something. And I'm surprised Rowan Campbell was like, I already did that. But it is different enough.
It is.
It so is. It really is.
We were going to reach out. I don't know if anyone's ever said this, but Kyle Gallner, you know who Kyle Gallner is? He was in Strange Darling. He's been in a ton of things.
The name rings a bell. Probably if I sort of face.
Is he the male lead in that?
Yes. I hope it's Kyle.
The agent? Well, not the agent. Yeah. Well,
it's Kyle Gallner. You'll know him as soon as you see his face.
Probably, yeah.
Like, oh, I know
that's a good film. Oh,
I know that at one point we had to cast the movie, and you can't reach out to just like one person. I know that Mike did reach out to Ruby Modine, who played Pam, who's fantastic in it. She's the only one he emailed, and he said, you have to be in this movie, and she's like, all right, cool, I want to do this. But I think Kyle Gallner was in the running. And Rohan didn't sign on until about, I would say, a week and a half before shooting.
Oh, wow.
We were down to the wire. we're all up,
we need a Billy.
Yeah, it was, and we were so happy. And it was Steven Schneider over at Sixth Dimension who thought of Rowan for the role and called him and got him on board. So we were thrilled when he said yes, because I wasn't crazy about Halloween Ends when I saw it.
But he's not the problem.
Yeah. No, he's not the problem.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I thought. I was like, but he's great.
I went into that movie. I've told the story before, so it was like surreal, because I went and saw it with my daughter, and my son was in college. My wife doesn't watch these films. So I'm like, all right, my daughter loves horror films. She got into them probably because of me. She's a mental case just like myself. So she comes with me. And 50 minutes in, it was like I was back in 1982.
Right.
She's like, Dad. I'm like, what? She's like, where's Michael Myers? I feel like I was back in the theater watching H3, because I'm there with my friends.
Was intentional. I'm sure like that. The whole thing with the credit, like they were trying to harken back to Halloween 3, but I have come to really appreciate Halloween Ends.
I like the storyline. And like a lot of people have said before, we liked the story, and then it kind of got marred when Michael showed up. It's like, well, should have made him someplace else.
And Corey should have been introduced in one of the previous entries.
Exactly. I say that, and Matt is, I see it.
That's why,
I talk about this movie with Matt all the time, and we both say he should have been introduced. Like, why he wasn't is because they didn't. I think they were sort of winging it.
COVID screwed it up, right?
I don't know why they're doing this, Matt. Like, for some reason, YouTube is not showing people's like names. They're showing their @names, which it tends to be different than what they put on their YouTube channel. So he's like, it's Matt, by the way. I'm like, glad you put that in, because I wasn't sure who Halloween Shape 31 was.
But he is playing a similar character, but I think because Ruby has so much to do in the movie, her character is like they were screaming to find somebody. That's why I think their relationship works in it, is because she needed a Billy and he needed a Pamela. And if she were just like this really nice, young lady who worked at a trinket store and was like daddy's good girl and all that stuff. It would have worked. The fact that she's a little like off kilter. And,
she was perfect for him.
That was the way to go, and it felt like they were magnets. And I didn't feel like the Allison character in Halloween Ends was giving him that. She's just like smitten with him, and then starts yelling at her mom, and like that's all she had to do in the movie. And I think her character made that whole thing suffer. My opinion, just my opinion.
No, you're right, and it's funny because in the scene in the store. When she drops the ball and she sort of loses it, he's looking at her like, well, it's as if to say it's just a Christmas ball.
Right.
She
calm down. Out. Right.
But then when they're at the hockey game,
her to calm down. Right.
Then at the hockey game, she goes ape shit, beats the kids that are picking on her little brother. I'm like, oh, okay, I think I know where this is going.
Right.
Now.
Billy is probably like anyone's problems pale in comparison with what he's like, you think you're having a bad day dropping a Christmas bulb? Like, look what I have to deal with. I got to go kill someone tonight.
Yeah, but when she beat the shit out of the kids on ice, I was just like, something in the back of my head was like, what's going to happen here? I said, yeah, it's going to be like a Batman and Robin situation here.
I think there was a concern about her likability factor once she beat a child with a hockey stick.
They deserved it. They were asshole kids.
It was like, how do you like someone who's like assaulting a kid? But I think Mike...
She was defending her brother, so...
Yeah, I think Mike was saying, I think people will like her more. And that was a risk. And I think people fell in love with her. I think she was when like the scene when he's like, I have something for you, and he opens the door and it's like a tree.
A tree with the angels.
In the back, the stock room. Yeah.
Right. Like, and she's like, that's cheesy as fuck. And I was like, that's a great line because that was her. She's not like, oh, Billy, I'm so smitten. And she was like, that's cheesy as fuck. And you're like, I like this girl because she's real. She felt like real. Yeah. That was my opinion. So.
Did you do to the band kids? Say she could have beat the shit out of the band kids.
She could have beat the band kids, Matt, for sure.
Let's see. I just want to make sure was there another question? I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody here. Let's see. Well, Davey just stepped out, but he said, "Hey, everybody, this is awesome. Silent Day Night 2025 is fantastic. Is an instant Christmas horror classic. I absolutely agree, 100%.
Oh man.
He also said it's 5 out of 5 for him.
Wow. So Davey's not here, but if you were Davey, thank you. Like. It's getting generally overall overwhelming positive reviews, and there are some naysayers, and I get it. It's like it veered so far, but again, what else are you gonna do? Your other choice is to just make the same movie. I don't know. I think if you're gonna commit to something different, then make it different, but make it great. Make it your own thing.
No, you guys did, and I agree. With our friend Matt here as well. Definitely on the list of remakes that are superior to the original, joining the likes of The Thing, The Fly, The Hills Have Eyes, Gone in 60 sections, Ocean's 11, etc. I agree. I called my wife on the way home. I'm like, because we had a big snowstorm here yesterday, so we were snowed in a little bit. I'm in northeastern PA, so I'm north of where I grew up in.
I'm in LA. There's like no snow.
Believe me.
Very, very. I just went very quick at the VIP party. We went to see the movie, and then across the street they had set up this Billy's Christmas tree section, and it was like and we were crossing the street, and snow was coming down. And we're like, where's the snow coming from? At the VIP party, they had a snow machine, and it was like billowing over the building that it was in a parking lot. They set it up. And so we saw snow in LA. It was amazing. So anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's okay. Believe me, I have tons of it. I'd be happy to crate it up and ship it out there.
Yeah, if we can somehow, make sure it doesn't melt.
He's in Chicago, so he's at it too.
Yeah.
But
there's got to be a way, dude. Somebody should start a company. It's like, we can ship you real snow. Like,
I'd be a millionaire. I'd be a millionaire.
And then the yellow snow for the people who don't like.
Who I told you, my friend Nate, for his birthday, he loves In-N-Out Burger. Have you guys have In-N-Out Burger?
I haven't had it. I mean, been out there. But
I don't get the hoo-ha about it. That's just my opinion, though. So.
Okay, no, that's fine. Well, Nate came out here once and loved it, and so I actually figured out a way to send him. I went to In-N-Out Burger, which is like a block for me, and I bought him a bunch of burgers, and I actually shipped them to him frozen. It was like a whole operation. I had to learn how to do it. I had to buy a special box. I had
dried ice, right?
It was crazy. But anyway, if you can ship In-N-Out burgers, you can ship snow to somebody.
Oh, if I could make money on it, oh God, could I send it out there? Look at now you got Matt thinking, hey, Brad, if you can send Portillo's.
Well, Matt would know that. Yeah, he would, of course. Portillo's, we've got that love here. He knows.
Isn't that what I had when I was out by you guys? Was it Portillo's?
We had Super Dog. That's one of the Chicago hot dog staples. But Portillo's is the big franchise here now. Now they're expanded into Florida, and I think there might be one in Arizona or somewhere near California. I thought now it really expanded.
In-N-Out's good, but Five Guys is better.
We have a Five Guys.
Right,
I've got to tell you, I've never been to Five Guys, and we have them here. All right, I'm going to take you up.
You got it. Fresh cut fries, Anthony. It's the way to go.
The fries are awesome. The fries at Five Guys.
Here's the thing. In-N-Out has fresh cut fries. Like if you order fries, someone at In-N-Out takes a potato, puts it through this machine, and they fry a potato. And yet everyone says their fries are terrible. And I'm like, it's a real French fry. Like I got to be at McDonald's. I love McDonald's fries. Yeah,
that's OG, right? That's just.
But like they're so good. Yeah, and if you have the In-N-Out, like so, Five Guys, all they do is take a potato and just cut it, then fry it, right?
Yep. Put it through the thing. Yep.
All right. Well, that's what In-N-Out does. I got to try them. I'll try.
The trick is peanut oil. You got to do it in peanut oil.
Five Guys. The thing with Five Guys, like In-N-Out, I'm sure I don't know what In-N-Out's prices were, but like if you're gonna get a drink, the fries, and a burger, it's like over $20 a person. It's like it gets pricey.
It's definitely not cheap. But Matt says, look, he said, Tony, there's a Five Guys right by the MC in Burbank.
We've walked by it a million times, Matt. We'll go next time. We always go to Islands, which is another burger place, and you fall into a routine and all that.
You do. Before I forget, Anthony. No.
No, go.
From what you know, Rough Cut. Is there a Rough Cut, or how is it? Pretty much, mostly everything is what we got, or
good question,
I didn't see a cut that didn't have what was in it.
Okay.
I think it was a lean production. I don't know of any deleted scenes. We shot it in just under 4 weeks. It was a 6-week shoot, and Rowan and Ruby went out and they spent 2 weeks preparing and blocking and rehearsing and all that. But the shoot itself was very lean. And I was afraid, I was like, the whole Nazi thing, it was like, how do you actually or is that going to end up in the script? Because it was
never saw that coming.
The touchy,
never saw that coming.
Yeah.
It was so fun. At one point, one of the producers, not me, was suggesting it be a dream sequence, because the idea was this. It was like, how does one person with an axe kill like 20 people? Number one. And number two, how is it that the town doesn't notice these 20 people missing? Delphine and
Right.
But I think that Mike he was like, no, it'll not be a dream sequence. And because it was, I think they established there's no one has a gun. Delphine did end up having one, but they established they're just partying, and then he locks them in there, and he does get attacked. He gets stabbed in the shoulder,
he gets shot
hit
too
over the head. So, but you just kind of or if you're believing there's a voice in his head, at some point you're like, all right, I could believe this could happen. It was just fun to watch. And also, again, we were thinking is this even going to make it in the movie? Because those action kind of scenes take a week to film that one scene, and you can't sacrifice the rest of the movie for this one scene. But here's another thing I found out that was, when you make a project, any kind of produce a project, anything can happen. You go ahead with a plan, but there's always stuff you can't foresee, good things and bad things as you go ahead. Well, my understanding was that there were a couple of movies canceled in Winnipeg where this was shot in Canada. And the crew of those were top-notch, top-dollar people. They all ended up working on Silent Night, Deadly Night. And that was great because, the stuntmen, my understanding from that scene was that they were top-notch, the best in the business. And so that they are probably the reason that the scene looks the way that it does and was able to get shot on time and on budget.
No, it came out. My big thing was just noticing the color grading of the film was so warm, and it took you right back to the typical slasher film that you would see. It wasn't like some of the newer movies. You can just tell right off just the way the color grading is, the way they shot it. It's a little bit. It's more of this age, but this felt more. I don't know more warm. The colors were warmer. They were richer. The reds were richer. Sort of like Black Christmas or even the original Silent Night, Deadly Night.
Right. Yeah,
But
I agree.
yeah.
First of all, Andy said, I just Andy in the comments says he likes my room setup. Thank you.
he said the
Awesome.
cat house.
It's just horror stuff, right? Right. I want that poster though. That's behind Brett, and it'll go on the wall behind me. Once I get it.
You know, like, dang it.
Okay,
Well,
let him know. We talked about this. We're like, Brett got the poster before Anthony. Put it that way.
I know. I'm sitting there. I'm like, Pat, I'm going to buy the poster. I see one online. And I'm
It's a great
like, yeah, it'd be
poster.
great.
I
love
remember they sent it out, and I was talking to the woman over at Cineverse, and we were zooming, and I'm like, I saw it for the first time, and I was like, that's a great poster, because the only image before that was the axe with the lights on it. Do you remember seeing that poster? There's it when they
Yes, I
announced.
did.
Oh, there's like
Yeah, I saw
four
the
of them. I
posters,
think
yep,
you
yep.
posted
There's like 4
the
posters,
options.
right?
Yeah.
I love that poster with the lights on and everything, but I think the axe imagery is over. Like there's so many movies that have just like an axe, like, on it. And so it shows Rowan. His face is there in that poster. It's a little dark, but I don't know. That's an action.
It's shadowing, right?
There's a car coming up behind him, and I don't know. It just seemed like I did get though the tin, so I wanted to show this. So the popcorn buckets are like everything. They're all over the place now. For
the
movies.
theaters.
Well, this was their popcorn bucket. It's an old tin, and it says Silent Night, Deadly Night on the bottom. It says Silent Night, Deadly Night on the side. It says it's the season to punish your cravings, and there's Billy with the axe, Deadly Delights.
Got like a bloody image all around it.
And then when you open it, it has written in blood, punish on the bottom.
Oh, nice. Where were these sold?
So they were sold at AMC. So when I went to the screening the other night,
I looked for one I went to an AMC today. I looked for one. I didn't see anything.
I don't know how many they sent out, because
I probably should have asked. Sometimes they have me behind.
yeah,
the
It's
I
a
didn't think they had
West
them, but then we
Coast
looked
thing.
over. It was right by the popcorn. They had that and another one. They had
Yeah, I
one.
was looking and I'm like, I didn't see
Oh,
anything. I'm
man.
like, all right.
Well, just drive. Are you close to the AMC? Just drive over tomorrow.
No, that one was an hour
Make a
away.
phone call, Pat. You can always make a phone call.
I do pass one on a different one on the way to and from work. Maybe I'll pop my head in there, because that'd be great to have.
Well, Anthony, I know I'm going to have to roll this thing up when I come to California for you to autograph now.
Okay. All right. Well, my name is on it, so I'll autograph it.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's right. You got to get the autograph you posted now. Yeah, like that. I mean, but I don't think I'll be out in California probably until age 50. That's when we're planning.
That's right. Yeah, that's where I met you guys in person. You came
in person. Yep.
Even though I know we kind of met at the very first Halloween convention, but that was a long time ago.
I wasn't right. I got to tell you, that week was a blur for me. I mean, I didn't get any sleep. One of my good friends, Mike Nichols, now he's like, you don't remember talking to me in the hallway for half an hour? I'm like, I don't remember me. I met this guy and he was talking to me. I'm like, Mike, I don't remember you at all. He's like, how is that possible? I'm like, I don't know. But that's a whole other discussion.
I can only imagine putting on something like that. It's got to be freaking crazy. But,
God!
But here's the
time, yeah.
What I do like, and I was noticing this about the film, is like you said, you didn't want a shot-for-shot remake, but you guys have just enough gotcha moments from the original. Obviously, like the Nazi lady, how she gets her demise was great.
Yeah,
that was good.
We all want to see those.
It was good to have just the right amount of those, and the right amount of like the little Easter eggs. Like one thing I did notice was she's got the crazy, I'm assuming, ex-boyfriend who's a cop.
Max, yeah.
And it's sort of like the same thing in Halloween Ends because
oh yeah,
Allison
that's right. I didn't even
cop.
think of that, but you're right.
Allison had the cop and went and followed, just like he followed them to where they were, which we're spoilery at this point. But then the little twist is you never expected he was involved.
Exactly. This movie has a lot of story, and I like that. I like horror movies like Halloween. It's a very simple story and it could breathe. But I think now, in 2025, audiences are smart. And the Snatcher, the whole thing with the Snatcher, when that was in the script, I'm like, what's that all about? And you're seeing these posters or these, of missing children. All you start seeing them like maybe halfway through the movie, and you're like, well, what's that? And you're thinking, well, did Billy kill them? And I love the idea that there is a killer running around snatching up kids, and that was a whole other thing that I just love that. I mean, when I remember reading the script and going, this is so different, but you're interested, you're invested in, well, who's the snatcher, and is it Max, and you're trying to figure who that is. And I keep gushing over. I sound like an egomaniac. I'm sorry.
You bring up, we bring up the parents at the beginning, of course, too, but the adopted mom had as much of an impact too as we get to
she was a
learn,
lunatic.
too.
That adopted mom.
My
Holy
God.
shit!
Did you like how, she was his first kill, I believe, and he was like, I wasn't very good at it, and when I started, and then he impales his hand, and you're like all those little nuanced details, and he kind of faints. Remember, he faints because he's can't stand the sight of blood.
Yep.
You kind of understand the situation he's in, and it feels real. Was it funny? Yeah, but this was the assignment he was given. The whole idea of, if you don't kill somebody today, an innocent person will die. That's his conflict.
Right.
What is he going to choose? Is he going to let somebody's, relative die who get hit, and it's not related to him. It's is he going to do that? Or is he going to take out some scum of the earth that probably deserves it anyway? That's the dilemma that he's in. And so when he meets Pamela, it's, I don't want to do this anymore, but there's no way out. It's like Buffalo Bill and you're stuck in the well. There's no way out unless you put the lotion on, there's no way out of this well. and I love that. I love that.
And you see what was cool is too, is you don't, because as I'm watching it, and then he's giving the explanation of why he's doing what he's doing. Because I was thinking, as he's talking about how he's got to do this, he's trying to do the right thing, where he's trying to, like you said, somebody, innocent person could die because you need to go kill the bad person. Then I was just like, well, what about his parents? But then you realize why the Santa was there killing the parents. You think the parents are innocent, but they weren't innocent.
And then so that story keeps going. You learn about that a little by little. Yep. You learn about what happened when Charlie killed the parents, and how it sort of I like that they didn't just I like that it was cut the way that it was. I thought the editing was very effective in how they rolled out the story, including all of the title cards, the red tone.
I liked it. Yep.
It felt very grindhouse and cool. You talked about the coloring too. It's a very warm Christmas movie. And it took me a couple viewings to realize that Bob Clark's Black Christmas is a very warmly lit Christmas movie. And I think that adds to the Christmas feeling. I think people feel there wasn't a lot of snow. There was snow on the ground and stuff, but you didn't have snowy blizzards, and that stuff is super expensive. But I would rather have seen it the way that it's shot now, with the warmer lighting. It just invokes the Christmas we know. Do you guys have Christmas trees up?
Yep.
3.
Your house isn't cold, it's warm, right? You're the tree, you know what I mean? I think that's the Christmas we feel. We feel we know. It's more familiar than this icy, the Black Christmas remake from 2006. I like that movie, but everything is so cold and blizzary.
The 06?
The one from 20 years ago.
I love the 06 one. I think it's great. I mean, it's a different take on it, which I like. I love how they brought Andrea Martin back as the house mom.
Oh yeah,
the one from a few years ago. Yeah.
I didn't like it when I first saw it. I was like, oh God. But then, I'm a part of a remake now, and you're like, no, they were going for something new and different. And I think 20 years later, you can rethink remakes and go, all right, it doesn't replace the original. It's a new iteration of it. It's like a cover song, oh, I like this person's, I don't know. That's how I look at it now.
Well, here's the big question. Having, obviously Brett and I have seeing how it ends, and you have the transference into Pam. Any notion of anything continuing this?
Yeah, there absolutely is. If there's an opportunity, Mike and Ruby are talking. They've said, I'm not saying anything they've told me. They've said very publicly, yeah, there's some crazy idea. I love the last scene of Ruby and her face, and she's what's going through her mind in that moment. She just watched the man she just, for all intents and purposes, fell in love with. And this is total spoiler. He dies, and you kind of,
Well, he
But
died in
then,
guys. He died in the original, so you kind of expected that.
oh yeah,
But
right.
anyway.
Okay, all right. But I don't know, he was just so likable, and I remember when I was reading it, I was like, oh man, they're gonna kill him. And like the problem of the original movie was that he died, so you can't have Billy come back in a part 2 because he's dead. And I thought, oh, they're gonna kill him here too. You know, it was like there's a lot of like, should we do that? Should we not do that? But she's not only realized that he's alive, he's like in her head, and I think she leans towards violence and outbursts, and she's got an angry streak. And she looks when he says, "Are you ready for this?" And
Yeah.
She has like this weird smile. She's like, well, I kind of have it all right now. I have Billy, you know. It's a very weird moment.
Yeah, because he's telling her everything in the car, and then he looks, and if to say, you know, I forget what his line was, but I remember her line. He was just like, you know, are you scared? Are you okay with this? And she just looks at him and says, I'm still here, aren't I?
Exactly.
You know what you could do for the sequel? Story. You could get Ruby Modine. She has a famous dad. Bring her dad in the sequel. Bring Matthew Modine in.
That's a great idea. I love that.
Maybe that wasn't the dad in the story. Her real life, the real dad's going to be in the sequel, and it's Matthew Modine, and he could play a good heavy like he is in Stranger Things.
Oh, Dean, you did see that. Awesome. So obviously Dean did see it. So she was a perfect character for the passing of the torch by the end.
I had no idea that was his daughter until a few weeks ago.
Oh, some people have said that. They're like, "Oh, really?" Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know till you just said it.
Oh yeah,
it's Matthew Modine's daughter.
Yeah. Was his daughter.
Shameless. She was in Happy Death Day, and perfect casting. I mean, really, I think.
That's right. She was Happy Death Day. She was.
Yeah,
we're fans of that movie. Love it.
Didn't even put that together.
Yeah, it's funny. You'd like see them in another context.
Yeah,
like,
didn't realize that was her.
I don't know that.
Damn cupcake.
A friend of mine today pointed out that a character from My Bloody Valentine is in, in Black Christmas. And I was like, what? You know, like worlds colliding. You're like, what are you talking about?
These connections. You're like, oh, man.
Like, you know, when you had said Don Shanks, it was like, yeah, Don Shanks from Halloween is in Silent Night, Deadly Night. When I learned that, I was like, wait, what? And somehow it's just fun. Us horror fans are like that. We're like, that's so cool. Why is it cool? I don't know. It's just cool. You know?
Well, you got a couple Halloween connections because it was shot in Utah, right, Pat?
I was just about to say that. So do you know all the Halloween people that were in Halloween franchise people that were in the original?
I know Leo Jeter. Is that his last name? Jeter.
Leo Jeter. Yeah. Even Barry kicks ass.
And Don Shanks, and that's it. I don't know anyone else.
Okay.
Oh, the deputy, right, Pat?
No, Mrs. Sims. Is it Mrs. Sims? Mrs.
Yeah, the one. It was. She was the cashier in Iowa toy store. She was the paramedic in the beginning of '84.
I didn't realize that till like a year ago, and I went, "Oh my god, I've seen Halloween 4,000 times." And
the police officer that shot the priest Santa at the end, he was the doctor from H5. I see you still want this girl dead.
I didn't know that. No, I know, and I love H5. Oh my gosh,
we're H5 guys. We are.
Oh yes,
the two of
yes. Brotherhood.
Yes. Everybody's like, really?
The Rush shooting worked.
Yeah, we have a soft spot. Yeah.
Oh, it's great. I mean, like, of course we can point out that, like, but you know what? I gotta be honest. I could say the Mask in Part 4 I don't like, but I love the Mask in Part 5, and everyone hates it, and I'm like, I know, but I kind of love it. You like what you like. You can't control that stuff.
That's right. Yeah. I think because the promotional stuff we were led down that path, but that's. Yeah, we're talking 1988. I don't see that happening if present day again.
Right,
we're always talking. The two of us are always talking H5. We're always just like Dale's gas station, 5th and Main. Yeah, we're always throwing out Halloween 5 stuff, and we're like, look, we know it's not a perfect movie by no means, but it's just
Tower Farm and Cookie Woman and all that.
It's a comfort movie for us.
Woman in a store, yeah.
What big woman? What does she sell? What do they sell there?
Well, just because Don Pleasant's an absolute raving loon more than ever in any.
He's
I love when he like throws the table out of the way and he's like, and he's like coming back. You know, like this is a crazy person. And like Daniel Harris said something like, she's like, I was wondering what that smell was, and she's like, I realized later it was like bourbon or something, and he's like drinking wine.
Yeah.
Oh God, it was. We love H5. We're big fans of it. Plus, I said, you know what, you have a nostalgia for things that came out at a certain point in your life. 1989, I just got my license. I was a senior. Yeah. I was a sophomore, not a sophomore. I was junior in high school. Just all the shenanigans we used to get into. That was the first movie I remember going and actually taking my car and driving to. So this
Well,
Well,
nostalgia.
for all those reasons, you're like, that's why I like it.
Yeah, some
Part
people
of
just
the
have
whole-
nostalgia around it, and it's just it's I don't know. Yeah, like
Yeah, I wonder if like younger people, like just like you, the same age, came to see Silent Night, Deadly Night, and this is going to be like, you know why I love that? Like 20, 30 years from now, he'll be like, or she'll be like, this is why I like it so much because I just got my license, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
yeah, things just equate to certain points in your life, and that was one of them. And it's and I understand people's argument for you get some people like. I'm one of those people that are like, look, the movie's got to be like skimmering shit bad for me to really hate a movie. So, I mean, I can still find something valuable in films. I mean, but to me, that is just like the worst pile of dog shit I've ever seen. And I'm still waiting for those like 2 hours to come back that I spent on my life. But other movies, some people are like, that movie was horrible. I'm like, you know what? But it had some points in it. It was okay. I could watch it. There's something redeeming in every film, except that one. But
Exactly.
I was hoping when Pat said when he saw the movie today, I think what really helped seeing that screening of it was a full house, pretty much a full house.
Yeah.
And having a full house at that movie, I think makes a difference. I think the crowd gets into it. I really noticed that difference with seeing it. And maybe it was, I know it was an advanced screening, but if it was opening night, I think you would have gotten the same feeling with the crowd, with it being a full packed crowd.
Well, listen, I went on Friday with a whole bunch of friends, and they were my friends, but there were, I wouldn't say a full house, but I'd say 3/4 at least.
Okay.
And people like I've seen it 3 times. Wait, how many times in theaters now? 3 times in theaters. And I'm going again tomorrow night, and it'll be my last time. A friend of mine wants to see it and couldn't go on Friday. And all 3 times the audience cheered at the Nazi scene, and one guy even yelled out from the back of the room, "Kill those fucking Nazis!" Like, oh my god! Because at the Austin Film Fest, the word was there's this scene in the middle where everybody cheered, and I was like, that has to be the Nazi scene. And then, and it's happened every time. One time the guy shouted out, but the other 2 people were like, "Yay!" and they were yelling, and I was like amazed by that. It's a crowd movie. You really,
it is.
Truth be told, when I saw like the early showing, it was like 12:30 or something like that today. So there was a decent amount of people there, but it wasn't going to be like, this is the kind of movie you probably should see at night. But I just, like I said, between Thursday and today, just didn't have the chance to.
You didn't have the opportunity.
And I wanted to make sure I saw it before we got on. But I didn't hear like when you see all the Santas at the party. Okay, fine. But then when you realize you saw the big Nazi things, you're like, what is this? And I heard somebody like 2 rows over go like, Nazis, fuck those guys.
Exactly right. I think there's a
turn around.
Now, here is something I've realizing, and I didn't give this any thought when I read it in the script or whatever. It was only until it came out and reviews came out that some people were not liking that. They were thinking it was a politically charged statement or something.
Because everybody these days goes right to that.
Yeah,
right. And so it's interesting because, again, I'm an EP. I didn't think that at all. I thought, across the board, this is going to be really fun and over the top. Also, I think people are missing something. And I think this is very, very important. When Billy puts the suit on in this movie, it helps him. It's like, if you're like a really shy wallflower, like, you don't like to talk to people, but you have a couple drinks and suddenly you're like, all right, I can talk to anybody. I have confidence and this and that.
It's like Clark Kent and Superman. Totally different.
Right.
Yep.
I feel like the suit does that. He says that, he goes, it helps me turn into something else. Charlie is wearing it. Remember, he's like the janitor, but when you see him later, he's in the Santa suit. It amps up his desire to kill. And I think that's very important ingredient to the lure of the character. It's like, well, why aren't you just wearing regular clothes? Why, and I think Dexter kind of had that. It's like, there's something about this outfit that makes him lean into it. But if you remember that scene when he goes in to get, and he's like, don't do this. Charlie is like, don't do this. Just kill Delphine and go.
Trying to talk
He's
him out
like,
of it.
no, I'm taking them all out. And I think that's the suit helping him lean into the violence, which is confirmed with the scene with the girl or with the little girl in the shop when he's forced to wear the suit and like be Santa for the day.
Yeah.
Charlie's saying, you are not going to kill this little girl because he's in the suit, and he's not in the suit in that moment to kill someone. He's in the suit because he has to wear it. And so the suit is very important in that scene because he himself has a desire to kill Nazis. So it's not a for me, it's definitely not a political statement. If you want to read them, movies are political. I think they just are, but movies are a sign of the times too,
What's political about it? You gonna be sympathizing? It's a bunch of Nazis. Kill them. Who fucking cares?
Yeah, but I did read a review. I did read a review that said I was in the theater, and after that scene, 2 couples got up and walked out. And I thought, well, let's not connect dots. Like, why are they walking out?
Why are they walking out?
Maybe they had to go. But I am seeing other comments that it's like, oh, Hollywood can't avoid imbuing ideas. And I was like, let me tell you, not one person that I know of that made this movie, and I'm not a part of every conversation, never once did I hear anyone say, this scene is going to offend people. Never once.
How was it going to offend anybody?
What I did hear was, oh, we hope this works. We hope people love it. So that's my commentary on that.
But I don't understand that. It's like, what's political about it? It's not like you're killing a bunch of. It's not like you went into like Jehovah's Witness and kill a bunch of Jehovah's Witnesses. You kill a bunch of Nazis. Who's sympathizing with them?
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. I guess there's some people like to be enraged, or they like to, talk about things. I don't know. I have a general opinion about reviews, and I have a lot of friends that are reviewers and stuff like that. I don't think people should say bad things about art, especially movies, because it takes a village to make a movie. I mean, this movie took 5.5 years to make by hundreds of well-intentioned, talented, passionate people. There was a desire to make an incredible movie, one that was not phoned in. And when you say, I heard, I've seen a couple of comments are like, worst horror movie I've ever seen. It's all like in lowercase. It looks so dismissive, and I look at that and I go, why did you say that? You could think that, but don't say it. I'm not saying I can't take it. I'd rather read people say the positive things that they like and then leave the negative things out of the conversation, because I think there's a purpose in a review. So if somebody reviews your movie or anything that you do, I've done documentaries and stuff like that. If somebody rips it apart, what's the purpose of that? It's just an opinion. But if you're praising it, you could say, this is my, I'm praising it. Go see it. But I don't know. All it takes is one person to love something you hate to erase, to sort of cancel out your negative opinion. And so I that's how I feel. I'm not crying about it. I'm just saying, say nice things and don't say bad things. That's just my opinion. I'm not being a snowflake.
No, Anthony, they should look, if you don't like it, maybe at the end say it just didn't work for me, but here's the things that I did like,
Sure.
or maybe keep it short instead of really not just too blunt. And
Right.
I think bring up Pat and I always like to bring up, even if we didn't like it, the things that worked with the movie. Like we use Halloween Resurrection as a perfect example. There's always things that's our least favorite of the whole series, but we like to bring up the
one thing
positive.
that, you can totally have an opinion. That's my thing.
Right.
It's like, you can have an opinion. Who doesn't have an opinion? And you should have an opinion. It's the publicly stating, and then it's the review. Like, remember Siskel and Ebert's review of the original Silent Night, Deadly Night? They were so
on YouTube.
Yeah, find it and watch it. I watch it every year for fun, because they're so outraged, and they're like,
shame on you, or whatever they say.
Yep. Shit.
40-something years later, they remade it, and and so whatever. What are you gonna do? I wish people would not be so biting and venomous about things. It's like, if you didn't like it, then fine, you didn't like it. I mean, there's lots of movies I've gone to that I'm like, I thought I was gonna like it. Like, I didn't like Barbie. I was like, everybody loved Barbie, and I was like, I didn't like that movie, but I didn't go online and tell everybody, don't go see this, or worst movie I've ever seen. And again, I'm not being a snowflake, pun intended. I'm not being a snowflake. I'm just saying, I think I've had my fill of people crapping on other people's art. Like, if you make a movie and I go see it and I don't like it, I probably won't say anything.
Right.
Yeah, we review films on here, and if it's a movie, I'll be like, it wasn't for me. I mean, there's.
You tell people to not go see it. To be honest now.
No. Because I'm one of those people. I tell people all the time, if I say, I saw it, there was this, I liked it, like that, but I didn't care too much for it. But I would say, look, but go form your own opinion. Just because I don't like it, don't mean shit.
I think at the worst case scenario, that we might say, maybe wait till you see it on demand.
Right.
That
Yeah,
might
exactly.
be what we
Maybe
would
wait
say
until you see it at
if
home.
It's that bad.
Well, that's fine to me. You're like, and I think that's respectful of the writers as well, of the creators as well. And you don't have to be respectful to anyone you don't want to. I mean, that's your choice. I'm just saying. I think I've lived a certain amount of time. Like all of us, I've seen all the hate speech and all the arguments and stuff, and it's like, just don't say anything. It would be so much easier for the rest of us to not be so mad all the time and upset about a movie.
Yeah, exactly.
People,
at the end of it, it's a movie, guys.
Yeah,
exactly. It doesn't exist. Think about it. Where is it? It's like I got the idea once that we were at a movie. You're all just staring at a screen. Like there's nothing really happening. It's just flashing image.
If nothing was there, you'd be staring at a wall.
Exactly. And I think that, and so to be outraged by movies, or to be outraged by something that is clearly fake and fabricated and made up, there's real problems in the world to be outraged about.
Yeah.
And so if you don't like a movie, okay, you don't like it. Sorry, that happens to all of us. So anyway, I'm gonna get my soapbox.
Anthony, you got this situation here with this though too, because when people see the title, it's like, what are they running out of ideas? No. Just it's a different take. Don't think it's gonna be like the other. Come on, wait a minute. Just hold the phone here.
Think about this too. Like I've read some people that say, oh my God, stop with the remakes already. And it's like, all right, what if this movie was called, Creepy, Scary, Creepy Christmas or whatever? It would be a different movie. It's just, it is an entirely different story. So it is a new movie. It's not a remake. The Omen, Psycho. I'm sure there's other movies that are just, Friday the 13th.
Reimagining is the word.
Yeah, it is the new movie. It's a brand new movie. It's so different than the original movie. So is that in your category?
Silent but deadly. Yeah, that's good, man.
Silent but deadly. That's amazing.
Oh, and he was saying that he's got an idea for a horror movie.
Okay.
Instead of kissing under the mistletoe, there is death and dismemberment under the mistletoe.
Okay, Andy. Okay,
I can see that.
Yeah. Oh, that's what he's asking him. Okay, you went back to find it, Pat. Okay, yeah, gotcha. Okay.
So
well, I don't want to miss any questions.
But I do have a question now. Where do you go from here? What do you have anything on the horizon that you're working on that you can maybe talk about or you cannot talk about?
Yeah, I do a couple things. I produced a found footage movie called Don't Look in the Dark that I made with my great friend Sam. It was filmed a couple years ago in New Jersey. It just won its third Best Picture award at 3 different film festivals.
Where we can find? Where is it that you can actually?
Well, I don't have it. You can't see it now. The first screening will be in, I think, the end of January at the New Jersey Film Festival, and you'll be able to purchase a ticket and watch it online. And we're celebrating that. We're like, it won Best Picture. I think it won Best Picture in 2 festivals, and then Best Genre Picture in a third one just recently. But the Birmingham Horror Film Festival, it's found footage. It does something completely new. Yes, completely new in found footage. And I'm very, very proud of it. And I think it's great. It's very weird and surreal. And the premise of the movie, very briefly, is that these 2 people are in the woods, very much like Blair Witch. They're sort of hiking in the woods, and their phones start turning on by themselves. And so there's like a lot of the movie takes place in darkness because like your phone might be in your pocket, but it's recording. And you don't realize that it's on. And then you pull it out and you're like, wait, my phone's recording. Is your phone why is it recording? And then they turn it off. So the phones turn on by themselves and the characters are sort of turning them off. And you're learning their story in this very sort of truncated clips.
Interesting.
Huh. It is interesting. And I remember when my friend Sam, who wrote the script, he asked me to produce it. I was like, this is either going to be the worst movie idea or the best movie idea. Like count me in because I believe in it. And it's resonating. I think it's great. It took forever to make, like everything. And so I'm working on that.
Where's it premiering in Jersey and when?
Yeah, it's in Jersey. You can go.
That's what I'm saying. I'll go.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be flying out for it at the end of January, actually.
Definitely. Let me know. I'll definitely meet up here.
Festival. I think that's the name of it. It's not one like top. It's not like Sundance or
right. Yeah.
It's but it's one of the bigger upper echelon ones, I believe.
Yeah, let me know. I'll definitely go check it out because I'm in Pennsylvania, but I'm 10 minutes over the Jersey border. I work in New Jersey, so I'm always
very
there.
cool. All right. Yeah, so you should totally go. I haven't seen. I actually I did see an early cut of it on a big screen. I'm also working. I have the rights to Mad Men. So you remember that 1981 horror movie Madman Mars? Let me show you the
Madman Mars.
That doesn't ring a bell.
No, it doesn't.
When you
Maybe if
see
he
that
says
poster, you'll
shows a
recognize
cover.
I thought he almost said magic at first, Pat. I was like, oh my God.
my company did a board game for Madman.
I've seen that cover. I know that
I've seen the cover. Yeah, I don't remember the movie.
Yeah,
though.
this had a Madman has a cult following. It's very much like Silent Night, Deadly Night. So we did the game. It's amazing. There's a 24-inch axe-shaped game board. It's super fun. This game is super fun, and we're just about to start shipping it. It's finally landing.
Dean owns a Mad Men on 4K, he said, from Arrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, very cool. I love it, Dean. Yeah, man. Arrow put out a great 4K. And the producer and owner of the rights of the movie worked with us to make the game. And I said, hey, I'm making Silent Night, Deadly Night. I'd love to reboot Mad Men. And so that's
onto the future. That's right.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Lito, you're safe. with all the spoilers, folks. We should be done with the spoilers now. So.
Yes, we're done with the spoilers. The butler did it, and the dog died. So there you go.
It was
Mr. Body in the hall.
Miss Scarlet. Yeah, it was Mr. We just watched Clue on Friday night because Clue just hit 40.
Yeah.
Oh, did he really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Very cool. I love that movie.
Oh,
No.
I love it. Yeah.
So yeah, you definitely know.
I have another documentary I'm working on, but like those are my two main things. And I'm developing a TV show.
Wow. Hey.
That is getting some traction, and so yeah, I like one of my bucket list items was to make a Silent Night, Deadly Night type of movie, and that's been checked. And so now I want to do a TV show, an episodic show, which I've not done. I came close in 2017, 2018, but so I'm developing a TV show with an incredibly talented group of people. So I have a lot on my plate, and I'm running a board game company. So
And that's right. So
any new board
folks,
games? That's a good question. Any new board games?
yes, well, Madman's coming out. You can
pre-order Madman. Sorry, now. That's that one. I buy.
But we also have a couple of We have Aliens versus Kittens, and we have a game called Kill Time, which is very Clue-like. It's amazing. It's very timely to say that. A murder is happening at a certain time, and you have to figure out the time. It's called Kill Time. All you have to do is figure out the time of the murder, who did it, with the weapon, and we're developing a whole bunch of stuff. And as I said, my great friend Nate is my business.
Still available?
Silent Night, Deadly Night is still available. So if you're watching and you want to order a copy, go on. And once we sell out, that's it. We're never reprinting it.
That's right.
And it's so fun. All you're trying to do is stop Billy from getting from the toy store to the orphanage. That's it. It's very simple to play. It feels like it came out in 1984, and all players are just trying to stop him from getting to the orphanage. And it's so you can drink a lot and still play it because it's so easy.
Pat, should I throw it out there? Should we play it on Friday?
We could do that.
We should play it on Friday. We're having our.
Can you virtually
Christmas.
play it? You should. Yeah, each need to have a game.
The board at the same time. You get. Yeah, we each got one. So which we appreciate. So
then I've never done that, but you could do that. You'd have to. You know what actually would be better if one of you had a camera on a game. On a single game,
I could do that. Yeah,
it's like Pat. If you had the camera, or you could share a third angle, and Brett says, "Okay, move my character here, roll the dice." It might be better.
I could probably
I got a dice. Then since I've got a dice, he can be the.
I'm a control freak, Virgo, so I'll just tell you how to do it.
I like that. That's a great idea. So you can see the
you're
board.
giving us ideas. Hey, you've got the business, so.
Well, there's also a platform called Tabletopia where you can upload a game and play it, but it's got its pros and cons. It lags, it's very slow and everything, but that's how we test our games. For instance, when we did the Thanksgiving game, Eli Roth contacted us and said, can you create a game called Thanksgiving based on my movie? And I said yes, and we tested it with him, and we had many playtest sessions, and he was only able to playtest it online. But anyway, so yeah, if you guys play it, let me know. I would love to see how that goes.
Yeah, no, well, definitely, that's a great idea. I'll figure we'll play around with it because what I'm thinking I could probably do is I have like a little phone holder arm. I could just put the arm with my phone right over the board the whole time, and just turn the
Yeah, you
volume off
probably
of it so it
got
doesn't
you
feedback.
got secondary cameras, right, Pat? That's
Yeah.
what I thought. Yeah.
Figure something out. Yeah. Do you still
Very
have the
cool.
Black Christmas game?
We do have that available in the store. Not
I gotta pick
many.
one up.
We only printed a certain amount, and that's available. That has a 3D cover. It's gorgeous.
That's the one I got to get a hold of because I missed it last year when it came out. I was like, fuck, I completely forgot about it.
There you
Yeah, I'll have to
go.
grab
It's a great game. It's really really cool. Have you seen the board? I can show it to you.
No, show me. Yeah.
Oh my god, you're gonna love this.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if there was any left. I should pick it. I should have just told the wife to put it on my
So
Christmas list.
the actual cover is 3D. There you go. So you can look inside the house.
Oh, that's cool.
Great scene when you see him passing by the window, but you just see a silhouette.
Yeah. So you're already kind of in. The illustration is set in like a half an inch. You're already engaged when you pick it up. You're like, oh, I'm going inside the house. Then you open the game and then you pull out the game board. And let me show you this game board. This is turning into QVC.
Hey, that's good because Dean's asking, are these games on Stop the
These
Killer?
all-
They're all there.
Are these all Stop the Killer?
Well,
Right.
all right. So wait, before I show you, we rebranded as Beyond Killer. So if you go to Stop the Killer Games, you'll end up at beyondkiller.com.
Route
Okay.
2. Okay.
Yeah, we
Gotcha.
tried to trademark the name and had an issue, and so we just renamed the company. But here you go. This
Okay.
is the board. You're now inside the house, and
Oh, wow.
you have all the characters, and you have this gorgeous red foiling, and there's Olivia, and you've got. It's hard to show on my desk here, but like there's.
Oh,
an
it's got a sheen to it when you were showing it, so I get the message, don't you too, Pat? I see it.
I was
Like,
actually.
you go up to
Anthony
the
will appreciate
attic,
this.
you go up the ladder into the attic, and then you play as all these different characters, and it's the size of a Monopoly board. It's just a gorgeous board. All the characters are on it, and our artist Delaney did such a good job on it.
I gotta go definitely pick one up, but you'll get a kick out of this. One night I was sitting on a computer or I was editing or something. Had a few too many beers and I had Black Christmas on because I watch Black Christmas a year long. Next to Halloween is one of my
Do
favorite
you really?
films.
Very
It's one of my favorite films next to Halloween.
Me too.
And I was like, you know
love it.
what? I was sitting on eBay trying to find just to have it to display in my collection, like that Swiss Colony booze bottle that Miss Mac always keeps drinking out of.
Oh right. Oh, I wanted to find one of those.
See,
Is
at
that
least
a
I'm the
real-
only crazy person on the
I
planet.
did
He was trying to
research
find
it.
one
It's
too.
real, right? It's a real brand.
Yeah, I
right?
looked it up and they don't make it anymore. So I figured, oh my God, there's got to be somebody selling a bottle on eBay, and I could never find one.
You have to store it in your toilet bowl or your toilet tank, like Mrs.
Well-
Mac with
Well,
the
did you
string
see?
on it.
You know the YouTuber Dave McRae?
Yeah, I know Dave McRae. Yeah, we did a little live stream with him.
Well, he did the unofficial sequels.
He
It's
did
Me, Billy.
he did both of those, right?
So
yeah.
when I contributed to part 2, this is a snow globe
Very
that
cool.
Lynn Griffith made and
Lynn
signed.
Griffin.
Yep.
Yeah, Lynn's
at
great.
that.
Yeah. Oh
So,
man.
Yeah. I
How
got to get one
cool.
of those booze bottles and have Mrs. Mac booze bottle. I always said one of these days I'm going to screw my wife up and like the tank in the toilet. I'll put a bottle of booze in there.
And
I'll have a
she'll be like,
string out there
"What
and
are
not
you
say
doing?"
anything.
Right.
Won't say a word till she sees a string and she follows it like, why the fuck is there a bottle of like bourbon in here?
I'm sorry. With Black Christmas, I'm still amazed that's Bob Clark and he did A Christmas Story too. So it's just like,
Opposite ends of the
Right.
spectrum.
how does this just happen? But
It's
that shows the wide range.
Now, at the end of A Christmas Story, there's a very Black Christmas shot in that movie. Remember the family? Like, it's this crazy movie, but
the
remember
Chinese
the family's
restaurant?
in the living room,
Oh,
the lights are down, the tree is on. That is the look of Black Christmas. And I was like, oh.
Yes, that's
Oh
true. We're
yeah,
gonna
they're
put that
looking
together.
outside at the snow and they're having like a glass of wine with a tree.
I wonder, well, which came first? Well, Black Christmas came first, right? Then Christmas Stories. So maybe he wanted to throw in that look in it. I love how Black Christmas looked. I love it. The house, the everything.
It's so. I just watched it 2 nights ago again. I watch as much as I watch Halloween. This is the time of year I watch it a lot. Just like you watch Halloween movies around Halloween.
Oh yeah, it's on my list to watch for sure.
One of my funny things is like we every year usually when my kids are older now. Like I said, one is out of the house already. He's going to be 24. My daughter's a sophomore in college. So it's just basically me, my wife, and 2 annoying dogs. So every year when we'd always, Christmas morning, open the gifts up with the kids. We'd always have A Christmas Story on because it would always be 24 hours on TBS, and we'd always have it on in the
Or
background.
TBS, yeah.
So here I am. It's like like, if you have young kids, Brett knows, they're like knocking at the door like 7 in the morning. Let's go. Santa came. Let's go. So like one year was like 9 o'clock in the morning, because we kept telling them, go back to bed.
All right.
So finally it was like 9 o'clock, go downstairs. I'm like, open a bottle of wine. She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, well, the Christmas story parents were drinking wine in the morning. Why shouldn't we? They were. They were drinking wine. I'm like, why shouldn't we? Why not?
Exactly. I totally agree. If I were there, I'd be drinking with you. So.
but Matt, he's your promotion man. He said, don't also mention the Silent Night Deadly Night book from Titan, the Hex Decks, and 3D Pumpkin.
Yes, well, I the book is cool. Silent Night Deadly Night. This was from Armando Munoz. He wrote the novelization for the original Silent Night Deadly Night. It is crazy good. It got rave reviews. Matt's mentioning the pumpkin. Do you guys know about this?
What in the world is that? No.
This is
a pixeled Halloween pumpkin?
It's a puzzle you put together with paper. Again, this was a scary paper product. Remember I was telling you I was considering starting a paper.
Right, the card company.
So we created a Halloween. This is the opening credits pumpkin. And you buy a kit. It comes in a flat mailer, and it's got, 30, 40 pieces in it. And you glue the pieces together one by one, and you make it, and it's a sculpture. And you put it in your office. It's in my office year round. We use like an iridescent paper. It's cool. Whenever someone comes to my office, they're like, that is so cool. So anyway, that's in the shop as well at BeyondKiller.com.
I will be back in 1 second. I'm sorry, my wife's texting me. She's wrapping Christmas gifts.
I'm gonna have to. Wow. Okay.
I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second. You guys chat. No, keep going. I'll be right back.
No, we got it.
Is there anything else you'd like to know about the new Silent Night Deadly Night?
Yes. Wait, and you still have the Halloween 2 game, right? There's still some of those, aren't there? No, yeah, there's still.
We have a few of those left. Yeah, I mean, the thing about what we do is we do very small print runs, and so we never like I don't think there's anything we've ever reprinted, or remanufactured, because the games are made in China. So you have to order as many as you can because the freight charges are ridiculous, especially now with like tariffs and flux and all of that. So once we order something and it gets shipped out, there's no way we would only order something else if we had like all these people asking. So once Black Christmas is gone, Halloween, and there's all kinds of stuff. We have these amazing card decks called Hex Decks. This is the one for Candyman.
Oh, wow.
Right, and we have Happy Birthday to Me. We've got Zombie Raid. We've got Black Christmas. We have Ghostface. These are solo card games. So you play this like on your birthday by yourself. But like they're card games. And like, for instance, in Candyman, you get these mirror tiles. And what you're doing is just what you do in the movie. You look in the mirror and you try not to say Candyman's name 5 times in a row, because if you do, he appears. That's what you're doing. You're building a spread of cards and trying to complete this spread before Candyman shows up 5 times. But the card games have been very successful, and so those are in the shop. So go order something. They're horror games. I think Trick or Treat does some horror games, but we're the only other company doing like horror games.
Well, no, by all means, go check it. Check it out.
You need like a PhD, is what Pat would say.
Right.
I do apologize, folks. So right now, since like I said, we're at empty nesters now. So upstairs in my son's room, across his bed is like all the gifts for the kids. Yeah. And then my daughter's like, "Oh, I'm coming home tomorrow." So I'm like, "Fuck! Now where do we put all this shit?"
Yeah, throw blankets on everything.
well, they're coming home because she's coming home with a couple of her friends from college and her new boyfriend, who I get to meet. God help me. So, and he's staying over. So I'm like, well, he's sleeping in my son's room because she's not sleeping in her room. So all the gifts are there. So she's like, I'll just start wrapping. And she was like, she's texting me. She's like, where's more tape? We need more tape. I'm like, fuck.
The holidays are here, man. They're never easy. They're always crazy.
Anthony, I got an interesting question. I don't know if you're a big video game person or not. What do you think of just from outside looking at this Halloween video game? How it
I'm
looks?
not a big video game person by choice because I have a feeling I would become. It would take way too much of my time, and it's I love what I've seen. I've talked about it with my friend Matt, who who's in the chat here.
He's in the chat.
It looks amazing and incredible, and I'm like, I think I have to become a gamer because it looks amazing. What do you guys?
It does, doesn't it?
It does. It looks so fun and so great. So
I'm not a gamer either, but I'll be getting into just so I can mess around with it. 'Cause
I know.
I tell everybody I'm the old fart in the room, so it's like, all I want is a joystick and one button, just like 2600.
Well, my 10-year-old's gonna be
Dude,
happy because all we got is that Nintendo Switch. Now he's gonna have probably a PlayStation.
No, when my son started getting into games, and he's like, "Dad, this is the game." I forget what game he gamed one day, and like the controller had like two joysticks, these buttons. This popped out of here. He gave me a book to read. I go, whoa, whoa, whoa! Where's the stick and a fucking button? That's all I need.
Yeah. After the Genesis Super Nintendo era, that's where I've lost it. There's like 12 different buttons now. I'm like, that's just too much.
It's so complicated. I mean, right. It's, and I fully realize I'm running a company that does board games. And because I really think, and I know this because the gaming industry has exploded. It's, the board games are not like they were back in like Clue and Chutes and Ladders and all that.
Early Milton Bradley.
Very complicated. They could be very complicated. And so I think people are finally sick and tired of their phones, and they want, we were designing a game and I put in the instructions. Someone can keep score on their phone, like call up your memo thing. And our very experienced board game designer said, once the phones come out, the game stops. Because now everything. You're like, did you hear, you're looking at the news, you're tagging, whatever. He's like, the phones have to go away. And, we have a game night coming up with some friends, and the whole idea is put your phone away and actually play a game.
Absolutely.
And so they're back there. And we're, we love that there's these retro style games too. It's like, why would you make a Black Christmas game? Why? Because horror fans love it. That's why. And
I love it. I didn't know there's any left. I thought I missed the boat.
In a new way. You can watch the movie while you're playing the game, like that. That kind of thing is. Really
I missed the boat. I thought they were gone. I have to order one.
I laugh now. We're big Uno people in the house. I'm sure a lot of people are.
Sure.
Our family loves Uno. Uno has, of course, they've got an app for their game, or you can play it even on the video game systems. And God bless, my two kids have phones. They are on their phones a lot, which I hate to see. But they're like, I'm never going to play Uno. It's not like playing the real card game. Like, you're damn right. It's like, you got to do the real deal.
I love Uno.
It's a whole different experience. It
Uno
really is
great. I was on a job about, 15, 20 years ago. Because I'm in, Brett's in the construction. He's on HVAC. I'm on the IT electrical side. And we were doing a job. And when we got done, they said, okay, we're just going to keep you guys around because there's more stuff coming. So basically, we'd show up every day at work and do nothing for like 6 months. So we started playing Uno because we had nothing else to do. And to this day, an Uno deck comes out. I'm like, I can't play it anymore. I played it for 6 months straight. It was like water torture.
There's like 50 different Uno card decks now. There's like so many different versions now too.
Yeah.
Like lost track.
But Matt's saying the Halloween 2 game trailer is now on Letterboxd. So please give a rating and or review. So folks, if you guys don't know about the Halloween 2 game, go check out Anthony's site because the game is awesome. And the video,
go check out the site and the trailers.
The commercial, the trailers,
right in the game description.
Awesome.
That's how we met Matt. That's how we met Lito when they were all on and Anthony was on.
We had
Matt and Lito.
Lito's back and he's Michael Myers.
They were the driving force behind this. They were. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible. It was an official project, by the way. Universal vetted. They had to approve every little detail of it. They had to approve the mask. They had to approve the script. It's an official thing. It's a fan film in a way, but since it was made to feel like a scene that was deleted from Halloween 2, and it's official, it feels like it's really an officially licensed project. I mean, we paid royalties to Universal and all of that. So it's only 7 minutes and it's great. So if
a lot of fun.
What's good about it is we got to know you and Lito and Matt. So I think I told the story last time when we had John for the Ace 2 board game, which was great when I finally met, because we told Lito, hey, look, we're coming out there.
Yeah.
And yourself, we said we all got to meet up at the convention. And the night before, me, Brett, and a few friends went out and stayed up till like 3 o'clock in the morning and had way too much alcohol. So they all, to their credit, they got up and actually got on the lines early. My wife's like, you need breakfast. So you just sit your ass back down. So when I finally get on one of the lines, I forget what I was on line for. And so Lito must have recognized me. He comes up to me and he's dressed like Michael Myers.
Oh, great.
And I just see this guy dressed as Michael Myers and he's standing next to me staring at me. I'm like, cool, looks great. Awesome. And he's like staring at me and I'm like, no, seriously, it looks great. And he's like, Pat, it's me, Lito. He
started to break character.
He's like, I don't like to break character, but it's me, Leto. I'm like, oh. I'm like, why is this guy staring at me? Yeah, Leo knows. He's in the chat. And I was like, oh, it's you. What's up, man?
So
He did it with Freddie when we had him on too. Remember, he stayed in character the entire way.
He stays in character. But it was great. I'm like, I'm still hungover. I'm like, why is this guy fucking staring at me? I'm like, yeah.
Lucky you, because that must have been very unnerving with Leto playing him like that. You must have been very
so
like
serious. Then it was him. It's like, oh, I'm like, hey, Leto.
He's weird like that.
He said, I'm weird like that. Oh my god.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Well, we were lucky to have him in the trailer as well. I mean, he is Michael. When he's my Leto, we listen. When you become Michael, you become Michael. It feels like the Michael from the movies, and it's very strange. We also, Leto actually helped. Matt and I produced an event called the Lost River Drive-In at a drive-in.
Yeah, I remember that. You sent us some of the stuff. I wanted to go so damn bad.
Oh, very cool. I love it. It was a drive-in and double feature of Halloween and Halloween 2. I had never seen those movies in a drive-in, and I thought, well, how cool is it going to be? How different? It was incredible. Those are drive-in movies. Go see them in the drive-in.
Go see them in the drive-in.
He was walking around during both movies, I believe, scaring people, including me, in their cars. And he was like he was covering his eyes with the scalpel, and he was going like this. And I was like, this is crazy because it looked like Michael, you know. He has a way of channeling that. And so that was one of the best parts of the whole event, was to see him walking around scaring people in their cars, literally just by like standing there and people noticing him, you know. So
I also have to go back to my nostalgia for last time when we had you on, and I was talking to you about any chance of resurrecting the Myers Museum.
No.
He's like, that's a no for me.
No,
that was
Halloween politics. Here we come. No,
yeah, we had to go. We had to go back to Halloween. We had to go back to the original well.
What do you mean by museum? What do you mean by that? What's the museum about it? No,
so, folks, for those that don't know, that are not as old as I am,
early 2000s, late 90s. Yes,
I just got my first real computer, which is a compact, which doesn't even exist anymore. That weighed about 8,000 pounds. It was in my it was like in a second bedroom that we had, and I was on there. I just gotten on. I'm just getting familiar with doing stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Let me look up Halloween, Michael Myers, and all of a sudden I'm like, Myers Museum.
Love
and
it.
I see all these images come up and everything. It's like, oh. Of course, my wife. I'm still with my wife.
And then the forums come up.
She's just like, oh no, what'd you find?
Yeah, I am so I've that meant a lot to me right now, because I had a collection of Halloween posters, and I
had a ton of stuff on there. Yeah,
you did.
I wanted to learn HTML programming, and I thought, well, what's my site going to be? You have to create a site about something, and I started posting pictures, and very quickly it turned into this fan site, and I ran it like a business. I didn't make any money on it. I just remember I'd come home from work, and I'd plug in the old AOL like cord in the wall, and you hear the brrr, like the AOL
56K or whatever that was.
And I would program this, and I'd go to work, and then I'd go into my work computer, and my boss would catch me, and they'd be like, "Are you working today?" Like I was like an obsession. And so I built this site. So you can go to the Wayback Machine online and look for it, and you'll see old screenshots.
Oh, really?
That's cool. Oh yeah, I have a file somewhere of old screen grabs of, and I'm like, but it featured posters, press kits, fan art, you had
great stuff,
fan stories. Yeah. Well, that site got me hired at HalloweenMovies.com.
I remember when you went. Yeah.
That site, the people who ran it, Brian Martin and Bruce Deerbeck, recommended me to replace them when they stepped down. So I'm telling you, this is the truth right now. If they hadn't recommended me for that job, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. I wouldn't be talking to you guys. You go back, like I was saying before about like breadcrumbing, like going back, popcorn, going like, well, what happened before that? That was the moment that when I worked for them,
led you down this path.
It led me down this path. I did the convention, the documentary, but I go back and I go, wow, if I hadn't worked for them, I wouldn't know them. And anyway, so that's what I'll say about that. But whenever someone mentions the Myers Museum, I always love it. It's like, really, my little site from back then, people are still talking about is so cool.
I first went on it in high school at our high school library.
Yeah, truth be told, for me, If my wife was here and I told her the stories, because when I started seeing the pictures of the posters and stuff, that's when truth be told, that's when I started looking for things.
Wow, very.
So my wife would be like, "So this is the fucking asshole that's responsible for all this shit."
Well, exactly. No, that's just what went through my head. I was like, oh my god. Well, see, it also eBay started right when I started my.
It was right around eBay. Yeah, eBay started. Right
my boss caught me once. I was supposed to be entering data, and I remember I was on eBay bidding on like a Halloween 5 press kit. And I remember, she would come into my cubicle. I had the best boss. And I was trying to change the screen back to my work screen, and it wasn't working. And I was hitting my keyboard, and she turns and she looks at it and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm bidding on something on eBay." I was in so much trouble.
Matt said now, he said congrats. And Matt did say in one of the other posts, I don't know if you saw, he's like, I've been trying to get Tony to bring back the Myers Museum for years.
And now he's got to run. Yes, he has. I met Matt. That's how I met Matt. He was doing reviews on the site called Reviews from Russellville, because that's his last name.
Yeah.
Lito asked if that was the site with Flash. No, I didn't have any Flash. That was Cat's Halloween site. Do you remember Cat's? It was KATT.
No,
that was the Flash site, I think. But no, I didn't have any Flash. It was all hand programmed. I had frames. If you know anything about HTML, nobody uses frames.
I had all your VHS tapes that you sold too.
You bought those tapes?
Yes, I did.
No way. Oh my God.
I truthfully don't have them anymore, but I transferred them all to DVD.
Right. During COVID, I transferred them too. Yeah, my friend Dave was making these bootleg tapes, and I swear to you, back then I had no idea that it was a legal problem to like sell the extended cut of Halloween 2. I'm like, let's do it. Like, I never once thought. I
got the US on the bottom. That's what I had.
They were all color coded too. Each one had a different color on.
Right, I did those. So picture like you bought them. Dave filmed them and edited them, and then I would create all the little laminated color coding, and like I was hand gluing them.
I remember they're all different colors. So I knew what tape to grab.
Right.
It's amazing
I have them in my office somewhere too. So
that fan base has grown. It's grown so much since then.
It
felt like it was big back then.
Whenever I see collections like yours, Pat, I'm like, that's what I had in my head that I never achieved. Like, I had a lot of stuff, but I wanted that room. Another thing I'm going to tell you, it was called the Myers Museum. This idea I've always had was like, I'm going to buy the Myers house one day and actually create a museum. I'm like, that's going to happen. Let me tell you, about 4 or 5 years ago, I would say I almost did, but I put it in motion. I called the woman that owns that house.
Oh God!
And if you look up the value of that house, you can go look on Zillow and stuff.
It's got to be worth a fortune.
Yeah. Nope, it's cheap as hell, and I'll tell you why. First of all, it's right on a train track now.
Yep.
So nobody wants a house in front of a train track. Second of all, it's not a big house at all. And
no,
so
it's very small. Yeah,
for
those that have been there, it's small.
It's split up into what, 3 businesses or 2? I forget.
There's like 2 or 3. Yeah, there's like a sign, and there was an accountant, and then a dentist, and like it changes. But the location is absolutely terrible.
I would never want to live there. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I like. Why would you want to buy that house and live? It's really a tiny house on a train track.
On a train track, absolutely.
So for those reasons, it doesn't cost. It's not. If you go look it up. Go to Zillow. I don't know what it's at now, but I was like, oh, I can buy this.
So if I kill both of my kids, I can buy it, right?
Well, that's the tricky part. Was I spoke to the woman? I won't say her name. I don't remember her name, but if I remembered it, I wouldn't even say it. But there's a woman that owns the house, and I had a plan to actually buy it. Very creatively, and she gave it a lot of thought, and I thought, oh my gosh, she sells me this house, what am I going to do with it now? Like, I don't have my collection anymore. And she ended up saying she wanted to like leave it for her children one day or whatever. And she's like, I know it's not worth.
How old is she? Because the kids will sell it as soon as she dies. So
as soon as she dies, right? Exactly. But there was a time when I thought, oh my God, what if she says yes, I'm actually going to buy this thing? And
shit,
be careful what you wish for. Wishmaster shit. It's like, don't like be very careful what you wish for. So,
you have collector shows there, and I would like send stuff to you and say, here, display my shit if you want.
The idea was to create a real museum to do exactly what you just said, and like put in all this memorabilia, have signings there and special events. And I thought it would run it like a business, not to live in it.
Kind of like what Sugarman's doing behind it.
That's
with
what
art
that's what
gallery,
Lito's
too.
saying. He said the woman. I'm assuming you probably mean Sugarman Gallery behind the
Right.
wants to buy it
I'm not surprised. Lito,
and
I
turn it
didn't
into a
know
scare
that.
B&B.
But yeah, she owns the Sugarman, and that whole corner could be like a little business. But yeah, but I don't know. Anyway, but I did one day. I just picked up the phone and said, "I'm going to find this person," and I did, and it was like a 4 or 5 day. Like, oh my god, what if I buy?
Could you
this
imagine?
freaking
She said,
house?
"Okay, buy it." You're like, now what do I do? Shit.
What's going
Anyway.
to happen now?
That would be like me drunk dialing one night. Like, I'll buy the house. She's like, okay. I'd be
Well,
like,
the
what?
Texas Chainsaw House is like a restaurant now.
The restaurant,
and, like,
right?
There's all like the Poltergeist house is maybe 45 minutes from me. I haven't been there yet, but you can like
You can
be
rent
The
it out.
Airbnb, right?
Right. So like it's not crazy to think.
Is the
something
Scream House
that.
like that too?
The Scream House? It's Spring Hill Estates. If you go to the website, you can rent it out.
You can rent it out, I think. Yeah.
You can have a wedding there. People have had weddings. It's like a compound. There's like 3 houses and 2 barns, and the big barn is used for like big events and things like that. You don't see that in the movie. You just see this big house, but down the hill there's this whole other. It's like a compound. There's a gate. But yeah, you can rent it out if you want. I think there's a guy there that does walkthrough tours now. We did 2
surprised.
sleepovers, and we did a Halloween party, and we did these big party bus tours and food and all that stuff. We did all of that. But
I'm surprised it's not committing a higher thing because I'm about 40 minutes from Blairstown, where they filmed the original Friday the 13th. Blairstown.
oh yeah, I've been there. Oh,
and
I didn't
Hope.
know. I didn't know that's where you were. Okay. Oh yeah, it
Yeah,
makes sense.
I'm in Pennsylvania. I'm over the border, but it only takes about 40 minutes to get there. So I go
Yeah.
there often because every Friday the 13th, the Blairstown Diner, where you see Steve Christie eating,
Yeah.
they always have like a little mini con, and they set everything up in the back, and they have a little thing going. But the owners of that diner now, if you were to buy a diner, just any old diner, what do you figure? 2, 3, maybe $400,000.
Yeah, especially like in a town like that where it's like
They were asking like $1.5 million, and apparently they got new owners
somebody bought it. Oh wow.
because Brett's been there.
that's
So
right.
Yeah.
I took
that's
Brett there
also
when
a
Brett came to
business.
visit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
they
play the
celebrate the
shit out of it.
franchise, which is great that they do that.
They play. Oh, they play the hell out of it because they do like on certain Saturdays they do like breakfast with Jason. They'll have a guy dressed up like Jason. You go, they have breakfast. You take pictures. Every Friday the 13th they have all sorts of things. Like they'll have like they had the cop from the first movie, and they'll have all different. Ari Lehman's always there.
Like Mother's Day wreaths. They had Jason and his mother with wreaths.
Jason
and
Mother's Day. They have they
Good.
play it up.
Like the right people own it then,
Yeah,
like
they play it
these
up and
people
make a
that
lot of
own,
money.
like, the Nightmare on Elm Street house. Like I used to drive by there and it looked just like it did in the movie. Maybe the door was like green or
Oh
something.
yeah, I know that owner's not the most.
Yeah, like why buy the
pleasant.
house, man? Like sell it to someone that appreciates it, and that's my thinking on it. Like I thought, oh, I'd buy the Halloween house and live in it. But you know what? After thinking about it, no, I wouldn't, because I see every day pictures of people sitting on the steps. I would have to imagine it would be like, get off my steps, or like, after a while. But
No, I would be okay, but my wife would be out there with a shotgun, like the
Right.
crazy old lady in Every Which Way But Loose. She'd be out there with a double barrel shotgun. Get the fuck out my. It's like,
Yeah,
it's
I mean, it's your
Halloween.
house.
The owner of the Buccaneers celebrates Halloween 3 too, right, Pat? So she's celebrating it.
Yeah,
yeah,
so they do the thing with the diner was, I think he got the money because it was like, like right place, right time, because they came back and filmed a lot in that area for
For
the new
Crystal
Crystal Lake
Lake.
series.
yeah.
Like I went down the street, like the
Wow.
day after they were filming all the stuff on the main road where you see
Oh,
Annie walk
wow.
down in the beginning. They filmed a lot of stuff and they transformed it to Crystal Lake. So I think that also played a lot into it too, because it brought a lot of
Amazing.
notoriety back into that area.
Yeah, that'll be exciting to see when that starts making ways through post production.
Yeah, that I'm
Looking
looking
forward
forward
to
to. I'm really looking forward to that. I'm
Yeah,
waiting
it's
for-
interesting to like. Do we need it? I don't know. But like, I'm gonna watch every episode.
Me
I mean,
too.
I'm not a big prequel person. Like, Weapons was great, but I don't know if I need a prequel on Aunt Gladys. You know what I mean? Like, I got her character. I understood. Like, I don't know if I need a prequel, but like, I'm not putting it down at all. But I kind of felt that about Crystal Lake. It was like, well, I really want just a new Jason movie. That's what I want.
Well,
but-
aren't they? Didn't they just
that-
greenlight a new movie for next year that they're going to start working on?
Is there
I
a
don't
movie
know.
too?
I just saw that somewhere. I saw it online.
Yeah, I did see that. Oh, there's something in the works, but I don't know. I know that the Mike Nelson from Silent Night Dead, and I did the Angry Orchard promo.
Oh, really? For the Friday 13th stuff? Okay.
He directed that, and so that he did that right after he wrapped Silent Night Dead the night and went and did that, and then came back, and I think he was editing both concurrently. It was like crazy for him, but yeah, I mean, there's obviously going to be another movie at some point, but who knows?
Yeah, you brought up weapons. I just read that that woman just got nominated for a Golden Globe for that. I'm like,
yeah,
awesome.
Yes. Oh, she was great.
Isn't she?
Yeah.
That was my favorite movie I've seen this year, just because it was so different.
Isn't she Uncle Buck's girlfriend?
Oh, and I would have to go back and check that out, Pat. Could be.
I thought that was her. I'm gonna Google it right now. You guys can probably do it quicker than I am. I'll just do it with my loud keyboard.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, it's Uncle Buck's girlfriend.
Amy Madigan. Yeah.
Amy Madigan. Yep.
Amy Madigan. Okay.
How about that?
I liked it. It made a lot of money, that movie.
Is there anything else that you've seen recently as a fan that you really enjoyed, or?
Oh my God. I'm sure there has. I'm just not remembering right now.
You got a lot. This was a big week.
This was a big week, for sure. Absolutely.
Well, just because I was, we were both so thankful that you sent us the games back in the day. Are you a beer guy? Do you like to have beer from time to time, or you're not
not particularly, but I've had beer. So.
Well, because I was going to send you this, because I know it's not out there. These Myers beers.
Oh my God.
These are IPAs that are made in a local brewery.
I'll take it. I mean, absolutely.
Because you sent us all these games. I'm like, the least I could do is send you a 4-pack of these beers to at least try. And I figured you get a kick out of it because it's got Myers. And the funny thing is, if you notice, it says Myers spelled incorrectly, which I think
the lemon.
That makes it all the better, I think.
But it's for the lemon too, right, Pat? Isn't that what it is?
Collectible.
It's like a lemon IPA, and
Myers lemons.
This one's got a hint. They did it a few years ago. They did about 4 or 5 years ago, and it was way too lemony. It was like lemon pledge. I'm like, this is too much lemon. Now it's actually better. It's cool. But I was like, because when I was thinking about you and I brought this out, I'm like, oh, he sent these games. I got to send him some. What the hell can I send him? I'm like, oh, what about the Myers beers?
I'm not saying no. I like a nice cold beer. I'll save it to the summer. Can you save beer that long? I'm not.
Just keep it in the fridge. Yeah.
Okay.
Keep it in the fridge.
Yeah. So
I would say no later than the summer.
IM. Throw your address in the our IM that I had with you, because this way I can send them out to you.
Awesome. I appreciate that.
Definitely.
Cool.
I don't know, but I think we took about almost 2 hours of your time, so I think we'll let you go.
I had a blast. I love talking to you guys, and this is the first time I ever talked about the movie. I guess publicly it sounds so like Hollywood, but like I don't talk about. You know what I mean? Like it's all these internal conversations, but the movie's out in the world, and again, my name has never been on a movie like this. I do documentaries. I've done a lot of producing, but I don't go to the movies and typically see my name. So it's been a complete, it's been a highlight of my career, and I'm glad people are liking it and that you guys liked it and
loved it.
I hope you get to do another one.
I came home giddy. My wife's like, "You really like it?" I said, "This was so much fun. I can't wait to watch it again."
Anthony got like the Bowfinger moment, like when Steve Martin sees his name up on the screen. He's like, oh.
Exactly. Is it Chubby Rain? Is that the name of the movie? Chubby Rain?
Chubby Rain, yeah.
I love Bowfinger. When I saw that movie and I saw the dog in the high heels, I lost it. I remember crying. I was laughing so hard. I had to pause the VHS tape. I remember crying. I was like, that is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I remember that.
Christine Baranski.
Dean loves it.
Great.
He already pre-ordered it. He already pre-ordered the disc.
Dean, awesome. I did see that they were selling it already. Awesome. There's a bonus feature on it that I haven't seen.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm going to watch it every year. I've seen a lot of people say it's in the holiday rotation.
It's definitely going to be in our rotation.
Oh, it's in the it's in the rotation.
You will. I hope they re-release it next year because Terrifier 4 is coming out next year. I hope they re-release it as like a go see both films kind of thing. Like I
No.
haven't heard any buzz about that, but I'm like, that would make sense. You know, why not? They're two completely different. I like that Silent Night Deadly Night isn't just a clone of Terrifier. And so it's a whole different thing, but I think people would go to a double feature.
So
if they keep Terrifier around 2 hours, then fine, because I think the second one was like 2.5 hours.
They do need to trim that down a little bit. I have two things I want to get on record here. One, next year when it's released and we can actually show, well, we can't show the film, but we can do a watch along like we do here because obviously you can't broadcast anything on YouTube. We want to have you on and to watch it with us.
Cool. All right.
And two,
Awesome.
I didn't put this together because you're a Halloween fan. We're Halloween fans. How well did you get to know Rowan Campbell at all?
No, I didn't.
I was just curious about that. I mean, as a producer, sometimes you're hands off, so you really don't.
Yeah, you're
not
in
there.
the way when you go to a set as a producer. You're just your work is done before.
You're working. I was just curious if like you met him.
I gave him a beer at age 45. He drank it.
No, and you know, I love the guy. I have no complaints or anything about that. But you know, it's not the kind of place unless you're an actor. Like Ruby and him bonded, and Mike, because they were making a movie. They were together.
Right. I was just curious if you talked to him at all. You had any interactions when. Sometimes producers don't,
did,
so I just figured I'd ask if you had because
I
sometimes
had it.
producers are totally hands off.
I'm sure I'll meet him at some point and have a discussion with him. You know,
your Halloween connection, and he's got a Halloween connection. That's got to be worth some conversation.
Yeah, I wonder if there's anyone else on the team that worked on Halloween, and maybe I'm the only one. I'll start with that. That's a good angle, Brett.
Lito says you can talk.
We
to
have something
people.
in common. We have Halloween background and a Silent Night Deadly Night background. You know.
So this must be a theory by you. He said you can talk to the people at the New Bev about screening it annually.
Yeah, Lito, good idea. Well, the thing about the New Bev is they only show 35 millimeter prints.
Oh, really?
And don't. Yeah, the Tarantino only 35 millimeters. So I don't even know if it's possible to screen the new Silent Night because we didn't shoot it on 35. It would have to be transferred. And I don't know if Quentin Tarantino would like to know, it was just transferred. Like it's got to be a 35 millimeter film, but who knows? I know the projectionist there. Armando Munoz is who wrote the Silent Night book is a projectionist at that theater. Wow. So maybe if I can pull some strings there and be like, do you think they would screen this? If he would let me know. So.
My guess is they're playing his
my
Kill Bill thing that's out in theaters right now. I'd assume
right. Brett, I can rent my film. I have a 35 millimeter print of Halloween.
Do you really? It doesn't surprise me, but
I have a complete 35 millimeter print.
He's the original like marketing guy. I'm like the autograph guy.
I got a 35 millimeter print. I got a complete 35 millimeter print of Halloween, two 60 millimeter prints of H2, one in French,
all right,
one from Europe. That's
incredible. Let's have a watch along. I didn't know you guys in COVID, right? During COVID?
No, what was about 3? It was the year before H45. So what was that? That was what 2022 is when we had you.
In 2020, I have always wanted to see Halloween as a black and white film. Like, what would it play? How would it look?
I've seen it.
Oh, how did you? I was going to say, because here's what I did. I just found it on a hard drive the other day. I created a black and white version. I just loaded it up, created a black and white. And I did a watch along during COVID, and PJ Souls joined us and a bunch of my friends, and we were watching it. And I got to tell you, it was pretty magical. It was like,
do it again, man. I want to join. I want to watch it with you.
Oh my God.
Why don't we do one of those? We'll show. I have it. I can just. I don't know how we would. I forgot how we did it, but everyone clicked play at the same time, or I gave them.
Yeah, that's how we do the watch alongs. We just tell everybody 3, 2, 1, hit play, and everybody will watch it. We talk about
that. Would be awesome.
It is so cool to. It's the same movie, just black and white.
I've seen it in black and white because
different.
Up until about 19, what's that? Because growing up in the 70s and the 80s, we only had one big TV in the house. It was that big Zenith that was like encased in wood that weighed as much as a Buick.
We had one of those, yeah.
So we had that downstairs, and then my parents had a TV in their room, and then eventually they got us a little black and white, and that's what my brother and I had was a black and white.
So that's where you saw Halloween in black and white.
So I watched the Halloween on the black and white. So Brett knows this story. I'll tell everybody's like, oh, not this freaking story again. So have you ever seen Halloween in Spanish?
I saw Halloween 2 in Spanish, which I have on VHS. She's like, "Hola, Jimmy." It's like amazing.
Oh my God.
Fun.
Dr. Pleasance
It
is
is
like,
so much fun to watch it in Spanish.
I
So
love it.
I'll tell the story because everybody in the chat's already heard it a million times. So it's going back 20 years ago. I was I married? I'm trying to remember. I was married because we went to my father-in-law's house, which is in Milford, Pennsylvania, where I live now. We moved up here years after that. So we'd come up to visit them. We'd always go out to dinner, have a couple of drinks, come home, and we'd stay in the spare bedroom. And I put the TV on because I'm a TV guy. I like to fall asleep to a TV. My wife just goes to bed. So I'm flicking, and he was old school. You know, he didn't have cable. It was like rabbit ears type thing. So all you had were all like the local stations. I'm flicking through when I stop. Oh, Halloween! And they start speaking Spanish. I'm like, okay. And my wife wakes up. She's like, "Are you really gonna watch Halloween in Spanish?" I'm like, "Hell yeah!"
Hell yeah! It's like, why wouldn't I?
So, but the best part is like in the beginning. I don't know if you've watched it in Spanish. So I guess since they're speaking Spanish and they don't understand certain things because it's in English. The scene where Dr. Loomis, you see in the beginning, he's driving with Nurse Marion in the car towards Smith's Grove, and he sees the Rabbit in Red Lounge matchbook. So you see it. Normally, we just see it and don't think anything of it. You have a little Spanish voice go, "El conejo es rojo." Rabbit in Red. So I was like, what the fuck was that? I'm like, whatever. So then later on, when he finds the Phelps truck, he picks it up and you hear that voice again. "El conejo es rojo."
Is the rojo, right?
He does this whenever we talk about it.
Because it just takes me right back to I'm laughing. I was like, why are you laughing? I'm like, don't worry about it. Just go back to bed.
Like, I wonder if that didn't even really need narration because whatever it says is, even if you don't understand it, you're realizing visually it's the same freaking thing. So the fact that they had someone say it, it's like, oh my God, that's crazy. Oh my God.
I just love that.
I have the clip of Donald Pleasance from Halloween 2 talking about, I am talking about the real possibility he is still out there, you know, and the guy who does that, I have to send it to you. That whole section is so funny because the voice is so wrong. It's not Dr. Loomis, but it's so like melodramatic as well. And it's amazing. So I would
love to transfer the 60
that would be wild
Halloween.
to do.
The Halloween 2 60mm print that I have, I'd love to transfer one of these days because it's in French. And so the title card comes up, it says Le Nuit de France.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'd love to hear it in French because it's got to sound arrogant.
Oh my God. This has been fun. Good stuff.
This has been fun. Thank you so much. Andy said it was great meeting you. Thank you, Andy. It was great hearing your comments too, reading your
thanks, guys.
If we missed anything, we apologize here, guys. But yeah, I think we got most of it though.
I think we got everybody that was there. Yeah, you know, we were chatting a lot. So I told everybody in the I said just throw questions. I said usually we're more interactive with the chat, but like we were just chatting, and it's just like, so if there's questions, just throw them in there. And especially since I think a lot of people said, look, we'll watch this tomorrow because we were a little spoilery in the beginning. Like
I know.
Our buddy Bill was in the chat.
People are still watching.
I'll catch this tomorrow.
Anybody here, including you guys, wants to actually talk to Mike Nelson, who's the director. Beyond Killer, my company, is hosting a live Q&A with him on Tuesday. And just like this, you can just attend and ask questions. If you want to join the chat with a video and everything, we're going to allow you to come on and talk to him. But if you want the link to that, just go to beyondkiller.com. It's right there on the front page.
Okay.
And that's
Very
Tuesday night at 5 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. or 8 or 6 p.m. I can't remember, but it's one of those.
Okay, we'll have to look at that, Pat.
Definitely.
Wow, okay.
Absolutely. All right, so we'll get off.
Anthony.
We'll get off. Thanks so much for coming on, everybody. If I know a lot of people said they were tuning out, they're going to watch it after they see the film. So thanks for doing that. So we totally get it. And Leanna says absolutely. Hit that, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that happy horse shit we always say. And
thank you, Leanna.
Leo says happy holidays, Anthony. I'm assuming you probably see him before them or maybe chat with them.
Yes. Cool.
He had quite the Christmas card, as we said.
All right. Have a good night. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome. Thanks so much, man.
Okay.
Take care.
All right.
Awesome. So we'll let him go. We'll say our goodbyes.
Yeah.
After the fact, I did want to acknowledge this. I don't know if Cody's still there. Cody did buy a membership for somebody, and I forget who the hell it was. I don't know if I can go back.
Excellent, Cody.
Thanks so much, buddy. I forget who it was for. I did see it. I'm looking on YouTube to see if it's going to let me scroll back far enough.
Rojo.
El conejo es rojo. It actually went to Eric McKenna. Awesome. So there we go. Yeah,
man,
that
I'd
was
still
awesome.
take it back having him back on again. I'm sorry, I was just I shouldn't be. I shouldn't say starstruck. It's always good to have somebody on that. God, would never expect him to remember me
Oh,
back
there
from
you are. In the
2003.
chat. Eric got the free membership. Awesome.
There you go, Eric. All right,
Welcome to the
welcome
family.
aboard.
Stick around. We're messed up. You think this is bad? It's going to get worse.
But
that
yeah,
was awesome.
you could go back and watch Anthony on that Halloween 25 Years of Terror disc. He's on that thing all over the place.
He's all over that. And like I said, we chatted with him. I reached out to him with the H2 board game. And that's how this all snowballed in. And then when he found out that, that I'm as old as I am, and Brett's not as old as me, but Brett was like, he was frequenting his channel back in the day and his website rather. Then he became the webmaster of Halloween movies and everything. So we knew who he was. And every time we bring it up, he's like, wow, I can't believe all you guys still know all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember, I think it was maybe it was when we were live. I was showing all the stuff from the first convention. He's like, that's my old address. I was like, yeah. That was when I was in San Diego or something like that. I was like, oh, man.
Yeah, so we might, if something comes up, I'll have him on again between now and then. But I think next year I'll
The watch along for sure.
For the watch along, absolutely.
I'm glad you thought of that, Pat. That was cool to think of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, folks. So I know I have a few more people in the pipeline that I reached out to. I'm waiting for people to get back so we bring on some more guests.
Yes.
So you guys don't get sick of seeing our mugs.
No, but this worked out great though. Well,
this was perfect timing.
You got to go this morning, this afternoon.
And I did. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun with it. I walked out of there like, wow, that was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to seeing it again.
Yeah, I bet you the way he was saying it, there couldn't have been too much they cut out of it, I'm guessing, then, with how much of a tight schedule that was. And
yeah, I definitely I think this is the new thing going forward because I went in there like I told Anthony, I said, I don't watch one trailer, I watched nothing. The only thing I saw was one poster because I used the artwork for the thumbnail for this podcast. So I was like, walked in there knowing nothing, and I enjoyed it a lot more.
Now, Pat, I know they're two totally different films.
Andy, yes,
but
she
from
is.
Reimaginings with the Toxic Avenger reimagining or this one, I would go with this one more. I don't know what you would do.
I did enjoy the Toxic Avenger, but this is definitely better. Much more rewatchability. Like this will definitely be in the annual Christmas queue of things to watch.
Yeah, some good stuff.
I did enjoy it that much.
I should have asked him about Violent Night, what he thought of that, because it's not exactly a horror movie, but it's got some elements to it.
It's that actually was yesterday's Slay of the Day. It was from not Violent Night. I'm sorry, that was Silent Night. Silent Night was which is a loose supposed remake, or they call it the sixth installment in the franchise with Malcolm McDowell as the sheriff.
The sixth installment. Oh, Pat, because even though I sent you a message before we go here, let me get out that little guy I showed you the picture of, right?
Wait, this is a family program. Don't get the little guy out.
Not that guy. Look at that little fella, how you could see Lori shooting him.
Where the fuck did that? You sent me that today. I'm like, my Walmart sucks.
This is
the
the
worst
Tiny
possible
Nightmares guy. But those eyes, isn't that so? He looks like somebody from South Park a little bit, or an alien.
Did they have more though? I said, just get them for me because my Walmart sucks.
Okay, I will go look tomorrow for you. You handsome
Let me know
little
if you can
devil.
find it because I can't find shit. Hey, Brett, what's up, man?
Hi, Brett. What's happening?
Yeah, none of my Walmart sucks ass. They have nothing. I mean,
Es
nothing.
rojo.
El conejo es rojo.
Anyways, okay, I will look for you tomorrow then.
Yeah, if you can find it. But yeah, folks, that should be it. We hit 2 hours here. I'm going to get done. I'm going to get some shit done and prep for the little girl coming home. We got to see how my wife's making out, clearing the house out for her coming home for a day or two. And you hang out. We'll say quick goodbyes, and we will be back on Oh shit! No, he said the thing is on Tuesday. That stream. Shit, we won't be able to do because we're watching Terrifier 3.
Never gets it's out of my way. What a score! What?
We'll figure it out. But yeah, if anything, we'll be back on
Okay.
Tuesday night. We're watching Terrifier 3 for our watch along for this week, and then this coming Friday is our annual Christmas party, which should be a mess. It usually is. So yeah, so folks, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun shit. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Sorry we didn't get too much interaction in the chat. We were too busy chatting, so it was really only highlighting questions and stuff. So I hope everybody had a good time. And if you're watching this after the fact and you've seen the movie, it'll be a little bit safer because it was in the beginning of the stream. There was a lot of spoilers, not so much towards the end. So you hang out. We'll say goodbyes, and everybody. Thanks. Have a great week. We'll see you Tuesday. Later.
Later.